Chapter 373 Chapter 373. You can be like a monkey if you have a day on the wall under Scratch. Chapter 373. You can be like a monkey if you have a day on the wall under Scratch. Divine World Demon Race Hall. The Blue Luan had just brought Li Wushuang into the hall. Then a demonic beast guard walked in from outside. Reporting to Master, the scouts have reported that they have found Mo Ba and the others. The Blue Luan heard the news as soon as it stepped into the hall, and its face was filled with joy. That's great. It seems that Senior Divine Monkey has already arrived. There was hope for the God Burial Mountain range this time. Then the Blue Luan looked at Li Wushuang. This guy was really strange. He had just invited him to the demon race's main hall. I have the information of Senior Godly Monkey. If it wasn't for the fact that Senior Black Tortoise didn't have any ill intentions last time, he would probably be gone. It seemed like Li Wushuang was a jinx. He was just lucky last time. With this thought in mind, the Blue Luan slowly said to Li Wushuang, Taoist Wushuang, I'm going to see a senior. How about we go together? The Blue Luan didn't dare to leave Li Wushuang alone in the monster race hall. If he were to bring in any bad luck for the demon race's main hall, wouldn't it add insult to injury? Li Wushuang was delighted to hear the Blue Luan's words. Meet a senior? The fact that the Blue Luan could address him as a senior meant that he was a key figure in the demon race's main hall. He didn't expect to be able to get in touch with the other party's core circle as soon as he arrived. This damned luck of his. With this thought in mind, Li Wushuang quickly said to the Blue Luan, All right. Then the Blue Luan took the lead and flew out. In the courtyard, Xiao Changtian watched as Li Taibai moved his bamboo basket over. Looking at his exhausted appearance, Xiao Changtian covered his face. Fortunately, it was much better than the others. At least Li Taibai could carry it alone. Xiao Changtian comforted himself and took out a wooden stake from the bamboo basket. He placed it in front of him and walked to the shade of the tree in the courtyard. He picked up a tree root and said to Li Taibai, Taibai, listen up. When dealing with prey, you have to understand their habits. When fighting with them, you must also grasp their vital points and hit them in one blow. Next, I'll demonstrate it to you. Although he did not know how to cultivate, his martial arts was still rated as the maximum level by the system. It should not be a problem for him to teach his disciple to deal with some wild beasts. Xiao Changtian waved the tree root in his hand and attacked the wooden stake in front of him. His methods were all aimed at the weak points. Li Taibai, who was watching from the side, was already mesmerized. In his eyes, Xiao Changtian had already merged with the world. The root in his hand was like a sharp sword. Every time he waved his hand, the spiritual chi between heaven and earth would automatically gather in Xiao Changtian's direction. Spirit chi surged and the tip of the sword lit up. Every move contained the truth of the great Tao. At this moment, Xiao Changtian was the ruler of this world. Li Taibai could feel that no matter who was standing in front of his master, he would not be able to do anything. They would be like the wooden board in front of their master, unable to move at all and could only wait for the attack to descend. Ever since Xiao Changtian taught him the single sword strike, he had always thought that he had learned it well. However, after witnessing Xiao Changtian's teachings, Li Taibai realized how big the gap between him and Xiao Changtian was. Bang! Xiao Changtian sat down and hit the tree root on the wooden stake. At this moment, a sharp sword intent was released from the sky above the courtyard. Bang! The sword aura rippled in the air above the entire courtyard. Everyone within a few hundred miles felt their weapons tremble as if they were afraid of something. Heavens, what kind of sword intent is this? Could it be that a sword cultivator has appeared in our demon race? Looking at this direction, it's the location of the demon race's main hall. Could it be that a god emperor has also appeared in the demon race's main hall? Some of the old demons in the deep mountains and old forests looked in the direction of the demon race's main hall and speculated. At this moment, Xiao Changtian looked at the crack on the wooden stake and felt helpless. Fortunately, he had just retracted his strength. Otherwise, this wooden stake would have been crippled. It seemed that the firewood in the courtyard was not very good recently. She should get Yi Fan to find some good trees when she went back. Then Xiao Changtian handed the root to Li Taibai and said, Taibai, I don't have high expectations for you. Li Taibai slowly took the root from Xiao Changtian's hand. He looked at the wooden stake in front of him with a serious face. Although the wooden stake in front of him was an immortal artifact, his master had high hopes for him. He couldn't disappoint him. When Mo Ba and the demonic beast guards who had been watching from the side heard Xiao Changtian's words, They swallowed a mouthful of water. This senior's requirements for his disciples were two. At this moment, the Blue Luan and Li Wushuang slowly flew toward the courtyard. Sensing the peerless sword essence coming from the courtyard, the Blue Luan's expression changed. Did something happen? Then the Blue Luan sped up and flew towards the courtyard. Li Wushuang also felt the peerless sword intent. Just a moment ago, the sword at his waist had the urge to break out of its sheath. Li Wushuang gritted her teeth as she looked at the Blue Luan. "It's okay. I'm a lucky star now. I'll definitely be able to turn bad luck into good fortune. For the treasure, no, for the mission, charge." Then Li Wushuang turned into a streak of light and chased after him. Soon, the Blue Luan and Li Wushuang landed outside the courtyard. At this moment in the courtyard, Li Taibai had already attacked the wooden stake according to his own understanding of the moves that Xiao Changtian had just taught him. Xiao Changtian also looked at Li Taibai helplessly. This disciple of his was too untalented. It was such a simple move. It was fine if he could not learn it. More importantly, he couldn't even hit a wooden stake. As for Mo Ba and the demonic beast guards, they looked at Xiao Changtian's expression as if he was not satisfied, and they were also trembling. Although this senior's disciples' moves were not as powerful as the moves that senior had just displayed. However, it was not something that ordinary people could block. With that move just now, he would probably be gone if he went up. Xiao Changtian looked at Li Taibai and waved at Monkey. "Monkey, go and hit that wooden stake." When Monkey heard Xiao Changtian's words, he walked over eagerly. He punched the wooden stake. Bang! As Monkey's punch landed, a small groove appeared on the wooden stake. It seemed that his previous judgment was not wrong. The quality of the firewood was not good. Even a monkey could make a dent in it. Why couldn't this Taibai move? He couldn't figure it out. Then Xiao Changtian looked at Li Taibai's sweating face and walked over to him. "Taibai, rest for a while. I believe that you can be like a monkey one day." Although Taibai wasn't talented, he was hard-working. Xiao Changtian still believed that he would be able to do it one day. Chapter 374. Lord Wu Gong, God Burial Mountain Range is a done deal. _L. Chapter 374. Lord Wu Gong, God Burial Mountain Range is a done deal. _L. Divine World, within a courtyard. Li Taibai nodded to Xiao Changtian after hearing his words. Master had high hopes for him. He definitely couldn't disappoint him. One day he would definitely be able to create a crack on his master's immortal artifact like Senior Divine Monkey. This time his master brought him out to temper himself. Thinking of this, Li Taibai was filled with fighting spirit again. And all of this was taken in by Mo Ba and the few demonic beast guards. They finally understood why Xiao Changtian wasn't satisfied just now. It turned out that the senior wanted his disciple to be like that monkey and make a groove on the wooden stake. Wait, monkey. The few demonic beast guards suddenly felt that they had overlooked something. When they had received Xiao Changtian and the others, their attention had been focused on confirming Mo Ba's identity. He didn't even notice the monkey beside Xiao Changtian. Look. A demonic beast guard looked at the monkey that was slowly walking past the wooden stake and said to the others in fear. Following that, the other demonic beast guards also looked in the direction of his finger. They saw a monkey posing next to the wooden stake. Then a huge phantom of a divine monkey appeared before their eyes. As soon as the divine monkey phantom appeared, a pressure from its bloodline made the few demonic beast guards tremble. He almost knelt down to worship her. Meanwhile, Mo Ba had already dodged to the side. This wasn't the first time he had felt the monkey's pressure. At this time Xiao Changtian also walked to the wooden stake intending to put it away. Seeing the monkey standing beside the wooden stake, Xiao Changtian picked it up. "Go play by yourself," Xiao Changtian said, then he moved the wooden stake to the bamboo basket, intending to fix it. After all, there was a crack and a groove on it. With Xiao Changtian's hug, the pressure of the divine monkey that had descended on the demonic beast guard also slowly dissipated. Sensing the pressure on his body dissipate, a demonic beast guard bowed respectfully to Monkey. They finally understood. That was the senior divine monkey they had been thinking about. No wonder Lord Blue Luan wanted them to come out and wait for Mo Ba. At this moment, the Blue Luan brought Li Wushuang to the outer area of the courtyard and caught sight of the scene inside. The Blue Luan finally understood. That peerless sword intent just now was not an attack from someone, but a senior teaching his disciple. Fortunately, in order to take care of the feelings of the seniors and the others, he arranged for them to come to this courtyard. After all, the residences of humans and demons were still different. Otherwise, in the demon race's main hall, which demon beast would be blind enough to provoke Senior? It would probably be difficult for him to survive. When Li Wushuang saw the monkey in the courtyard, she shivered. Could this be the legendary divine monkey that killed the blood dragon, Qing Qiu, and Huang Yuan? He didn't expect that he would actually stand on the Blue Luan's side. Li Wushuang suddenly felt a little guilty at the thought of being a spy for Patriarch Wu Gong. And the peerless sword intent just now, just thinking about it made him shocked. Such important news had to be sent back quickly. With this thought in mind, Li Wushuang quickly gathered her true qi and injected it into the insects on her body. Reporting to Lord Wu Gong, a peerless sword intent expert has appeared in the demon race's main hall. I'm afraid that the strength of the Blue Luan and the others. Let's go in. Before Li Wushuang could finish her words, she was pulled into the courtyard by the Blue Luan. He had to keep an eye on Li Wushuang, this jinx. If he accidentally offended Senior, that would be bad. And the divine monkey has returned. The current strength of the demon race's main hall, right? Unfavorable. Hurry up. Li Wushuang wanted to say that it was disadvantageous for them, but the Blue Luan's voice sounded again. At the same time, the strength he used to pull Li Shuang's arm increased. Xiao Changtian was fixing a wooden stake on the steps when he saw the Blue Luan bringing Li Wushuang in. He didn't expect that even the women in Mo Ba's courtyard would have to go out to look for birds. These days it's really hard. It was really not easy to bring a family along. Looking at the way she was pulling the man behind her, he must be her son. Her son had grown up, yet she still had to bring him out to look for birds. Not easy, not easy. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian took the lead and said to the Blue Luan, I know. You guys stay here well. Leave the rest to me. Just like the demonic beast guards, Xiao Changtian also planned to let the Blue Luan and the others stay here. If the birds were gone, so be it. He would just go out and kill a few. Then Xiao Changtian waved his hand at Li Taibai. Taibai, I'm here for them. I think you should go out and help them. Although Li Taibai wasn't good at fighting wooden stakes, Xiao Changtian still wanted him to go out and gain some experience. Perhaps at the critical moment, he could stimulate his potential and defeat a ferocious beast. Wasn't that what the books in his previous life had written? This way the people in the courtyard would have meat to eat. Moreover, when he was accepted as a disciple, the system had given him a high evaluation of his talent. Even though this stupid system was not very reliable. Li Taibai also walked to Xiao Changtian and said, All right, master. When the Blue Luan heard Xiao Changtian's words, it also looked at him with gratitude. Thinking back to how Xiao Changtian had helped her break through to the God Emperor realm on the Tianyuan continent. The purpose of his visit was clearly within Senior's grasp. Although Senior didn't have Senior Divine Monkey's help, he didn't have the Divine Monkey's help. However, Senior's disciple was also unfathomable when he looked at her. After hearing Xiao Changtian's words, Li Wushuang heaved a sigh of relief. According to this person's meaning, he did not intend to let the Divine Monkey participate in the God Burial Mountain range tomorrow. Moreover, he didn't want to go either. That way the Peerless Sword Cultivator and the Divine Monkey wouldn't make a move. Sending only one disciple, wasn't this person dragging things out too much? Li Wushuang glanced at Li Taibai again and again, then she walked to the side of a few demon beast guards. Brother, how does this senior's disciple's strength look in the courtyard? To be safe, she went one step further. Not satisfied. Senior doesn't seem to be satisfied with him. A demonic beast guard thought for a moment and slowly said. Li Wushuang was delighted to hear this. Just as he had guessed, this person was too arrogant. He actually allowed his disciple to participate. That kid looked like he had only cultivated for a few years. It seemed that the God Burial Mountain range was safe this time. With this thought in mind, Li Wushuang quickly sent a voice transmission to the bug. Lord Wu Gong, this God Burial Mountain range is a sure thing. Chapter 375 Chapter 375 Bringing Disaster to the Demon Race's Main Hall So Quickly, 1. Chapter 375 Bringing Disaster to the Demon Race's Main Hall So Quickly, 1. Divine Realm in the Courtyard. Seeing Li Taibai walking out of the courtyard, Xiao Changtian thought of something and said to Li Taibai slowly. Taibai, remember to bring the old hen with you. Although Xiao Changtian hoped that Li Taibai would be able to stimulate his potential, it was still a small probability. It was better to let Li Tai-bai bring the old hen with him and create a trap. With the old hen as bait, a ferocious beast might take the bait. After all, didn't those ferocious beasts especially like to eat chicken? When Li Tai-bai heard Xiao Changtian's words, he nodded slowly. Standing beside Xiao Changtian, the Green Phoenix heard his words. He walked to Xiao Changtian and said slowly, "Senior, my beloved disciple isn't familiar with this place, so I'll lead the way." After all, the competition in the God Burial Mountain Range was the tradition of the demonic beast world. The Blue Luan was afraid that Li Tai-bai was not familiar with the rules. She also asked Xiao Changtian to bring her along. Xiao Changtian slowly nodded after hearing the Blue Luan's words. As expected, women were worried about their families. Xiao Changtian knew that even if he didn't let her go, she would still insist on going. In that case, it would be better to agree to him from the beginning. Moreover, Tai-bai's martial strength was indeed too low. It was good to have someone who was familiar with the roads in the mountains to lead the way. Then Xiao Changtian said to Li Tai-bai, "Tai-bai, you should listen to this person's opinion when you're outside." Li Tai-bai saw Xiao Changtian pointing at the Blue Luan and nodded at her. "I wouldn't dare. I'm already very happy that you can help me." Seeing Xiao Changtian being so polite to her, the Blue Luan hurriedly responded. Xiao Changtian sighed when he saw the grateful look on the Blue Luan's face. The people in the mountains were simple and honest. Wugong Underground Palace. Patriarch Wu Gong sat cross-legged in the main hall. It seemed that he was resting with his eyes closed. At this moment, the bugs on his body also slowly flew up. It seems that Li Wushuang has already sent news from the Monster Race Hall. Patriarch Wu Gong opened his eyes and looked at Patriarch Nine Nether and Patriarch Earth Python below as he spoke slowly to them. Then Patriarch Wu Gong waved his hand, and a pale yellow true essence was injected into the worm. Li Wushuang's voice came out of the bug. Reporting to Lord Wu Gong, a peerless sword intent expert has appeared in the demon race's main hall. I'm afraid that the strength of the Blue Luan and the others. Peerless sword intent. Patriarch Wu Gong, Patriarch Nine Nether, and Patriarch Earth Python were all shocked when they heard Li Wushuang's voice transmission. Previously they had also felt their weapons tremble. It turned out that an expert with peerless sword intent had appeared in the demon race's main hall. The sword was the master of weapons and the king of killing. It was one of the most powerful mantras. He did not expect it to appear in the demon race's main hall. From what Li Wushuang said, the Monster Clan Hall was attacked by a peerless sword intent expert. The Earth Python Patriarch stroked his beard and slowly said, "It seems so. Otherwise, why wouldn't Li Wushuang finish her sentence?" Apparently, the connection was cut off by a sword intent. As Patriarch Wugong said that, a smile appeared on his face. Looks like this Li Wushuang is really unlucky. She brought disaster to the Monster Race Hall so quickly. Peerless sword intent. The Blood Sickle Empire was destroyed by a sword cultivator on the human side a while ago. I wonder what kind of damage it can cause to the Demon Palace. After listening to their conversation, old ancestor Jiuyo slowly analyzed the situation. There's no hurry. Li Wushuang has sent some other news. As he spoke, Patriarch Wu Gong continued to inject true essence into the insect. Then Wushuang's voice came from the bug. And the Divine Monkey has returned. The current strength of the demon race's main hall, right? Unfavorable. What? Divine Monkey? Upon hearing the name Divine Monkey, Patriarch Earth Python's body instinctively trembled as he cried out in surprise. The Divine Monkey killing 3 godly emperors in a row had a huge impact on them. What are you panicking about? Didn't you hear what Li Wushuang said? The Monster Race Palace is at a disadvantage right now. Patriarch Wu Gong looked at Patriarch Earth Python and patted him on the shoulder. Looks like our analysis wasn't wrong. The Divine Monkey attacked the Monster Clan's main hall because of Li Wushuang. Upon hearing this voice transmission, old ancestor Jiuyo's mood lightened up. Men, go to the Demon Race Hall and see if that little girl, Blue Luan, is dead. Then old ancestor Nine Nether issued a series of orders. Is there any other news? After hearing the words of old ancestor Nine Nether and old ancestor Wu Gong, old ancestor Earth Python was a little embarrassed. He had indeed been frightened by the words, Divine Monkey. There's another piece of news. Patriarch Wu Gong said. Li Wushuang's voice rang out as she poured in the last strand of true qi. Lord Wu Gong, this God Burial Mountain range is a sure thing. Hearing Li Wushuang's voice transmission, the 3 elders looked at each other and laughed. Since Li Wushuang had made such a promise, the Demon Clan Hall must have suffered heavy losses under the attack of the Peerless Swordsman and the Divine Monkey. Men served the wine and dishes. Feeling happy, Wu Gong also called the servants to start eating. On the other side, after Li Taibai left the courtyard, he followed Xiao Changtian's orders and kept the hen on his body. Blue Luan and Li Wushuang were standing beside Li Taibai. "Young master, please follow me." After saying that, the Blue Luan stretched out her hand and waved. A spirit ship quickly grew from the Blue Luan's hand. Finally, it floated in midair. The Blue Luan had spent a lot of money to buy this from the human race. Originally, with their demon race's personality, they usually transformed into their true forms when they traveled. That way, not only would it be faster, but it would also be able to deal with all kinds of variables at any time. However, Xiao Changtian had taken a carriage to the Beast Emperor mountain range. The Blue Luan had also prepared this spirit ship in advance. Then the Blue Luan took the lead and boarded the spirit ship, followed by Li Wushuang and Li Taibai. After boarding the spirit ship, the Blue Luan slowly said to Li Taibai, "Young master, rest on this spirit ship for the night. I'll have to trouble you tomorrow." Li Taibai nodded at him. He brought the old hen to the room on the spirit ship. Since his master had asked him to help the demon beast and listen to her instructions, he had to be careful. Li Taibai naturally wouldn't go against his wishes. Li Wushuang watched as the spirit ship slowly flew away. Everything seemed to have settled down. He was also excited. It seemed that his luck was really good to the extreme. Once he stepped out, that Peerless Sword Cultivator and the Divine Monkey wouldn't help. Instead, they were just a silly kid helping out. More importantly, he had already investigated. This kid's talent was average and there was no aura on his body. He was simply not proficient in his skills. There was also the Blue Luan, who was actually so respectful to this brat. It seemed that becoming the commander of Wu Gong's underground palace would save his treasure. It was just around the corner. Li Wushuang stood on the deck of the spirit ship, feeling refreshed. Chapter 376 Chapter 376 The Eve of the Competition, 1. Chapter 376 The Eve of the Competition, 1. In the Divine Realm, on the spirit boat in midair. After the Blue Luan took Li Taibai onto the spirit ship, it flew towards the direction of the demon race's main hall. When they arrived outside the main hall, the Blue Phoenix also brought up the Blue Phoenix First Elder and the others who were already outside the main hall. They placed great importance on the competition in the God Burial Mountain range. After boarding the spirit ship, although the Blue Phoenix's First Elder and the others did not know why the Blue Phoenix would use the human race's spirit ship to travel, they did not know why. Moreover, after scanning the spirit ship, he only found Li Wushuang. There was no sign of the Divine Monkey. There was only one God King and a human. It seems that Master hasn't found Senior Divine Monkey after running around for the past few days. In that case, we can only fight with our lives on the God Burial Mountain range this time. A look of disappointment flashed across the Blue Phoenix First Elder's eyes as she silently said in her heart. They looked at the Blue Luan who was controlling the spirit ship and knew that she was under great pressure now. He did not go over to ask anything. According to the speed of this spirit ship, the time they went to the God Burial Mountain range was also the time for the competition. Therefore, after boarding the spirit ship, First Elder Green Phoenix and the others randomly found a seat on it. He sat down cross-legged and closed his eyes to rest. At this moment, in a room on the spirit ship, Li Taibai's mind was filled with the scene of Xiao Changtian's attack in the courtyard. From time to time he would stand up from the bed and gesture. At this moment, the old hen also jumped down from the table at the side. "Kid, stop practicing and rest well. You still have to find ingredients tomorrow. Those things are not easy for you." The old hen looked in the direction of the God Burial Mountain range and slowly transmitted her voice to Li Taibai. Li Taibai received Phoenix's voice transmission and smiled at him. Then he lay back on the bed. Since Senior Phoenix said that it was not easy for him, he would have to rest well and wait for tomorrow's challenge. At this moment, the hen threw a stone at Li Taibai. "I just brought it out of the courtyard this time. You can also contact Master when the time comes." As soon as the old hen finished speaking, Li Taibai saw a stone on his stomach. The profound shadow stone modified by Master. Li Taibai looked at the stone in his hand and was about to ask the hen something. He saw that the old hen had already retreated to the side and was sleeping soundly. After playing with the stone in his hand, Li Taibai didn't dare to think about it anymore and fell asleep on the bed. A silent night. The next day, when the first ray of sunlight shone into the spirit ship, an ancient mountain range that was filled with a desolate aura slowly entered the eyes of the Green Phoenix and the others. Looking at the mountain range in front of them, first Elder Green Phoenix and the rest stood up from the ground. Then, the spirit ship slowly landed at the entrance of the mountain range. The spirit ship stopped. First Elder Blue Phoenix and the others suddenly felt as if they were facing death unflinchingly. They came to the side of the Blue Luan and slowly said to him, "Master, don't worry. Even if we lose our lives, we will still protect the territory of the demon race's main hall." Ha ha ha. As soon as the Green Phoenix First Elder and the others finished speaking, a mocking laughter sounded in the world. Everyone looked towards the source of the sound and saw a pale yellow whirlwind blowing past. Then Patriarch Wu Gong's figure appeared in front of them. Soon after, Old Master Nine Nether and Old Master Earth Python slowly appeared at the entrance of the mountain range with their respective troops. Blue Luan, did your demon race's main hall suffer some kind of calamity? You're actually using a human spirit ship to travel. Human spirit ships had always been disdained by the demons. The ancestor of the Earth Python laughed loudly when he saw the Blue Luan and the others. It seemed that the information Li Wushuang had sent was not wrong. The demon race's main hall was indeed attacked by the Peerless Swordsman and the Divine Monkey. Otherwise, how could he have fallen to the point of using a spirit ship to travel? Old Ancestor Nine Nether looked at the Blue Phoenix and the others with a cold smile. Morning. First Elder Blue Phoenix and the others were about to retort after being mocked by Patriarch Wu Gong and the others. She heard the sound of someone who had just woken up coming from behind her. It was Li Wushuang who was on the spirit ship. When they saw Li Wushuang, First Elder Blue and the others were stunned at first, then their faces were filled with humiliation. Even if his lord had brought her here, she was too much of a disgrace to the monster clan. The Blue Luan was speechless when it saw Li Wushuang. It wasn't that she wanted to bring Li Wushuang over, but she was afraid that she would leave her in the monster race hall. If he didn't finish the competition, his hall would be gone. Bring him here and have Senior's disciple suppress him. After Li Wushuang appeared, Li Taibai and the hen slowly appeared in front of everyone. Look, there's a mortal in the demon race's main hall. One of the demonic beast guards under Patriarch Earth Python watched as Li Taibai slowly walked down from the spirit ship and laughed. It really is ha, mortal. Seeing Li Taibai, the demonic beasts under Old Ancestor Earth Python and Old Ancestor Nine Nether burst into laughter. Patriarch Wugong also mocked. Blue Luan, is there no one left in your main hall? You actually captured a mortal to make up the numbers. His gaze swept across Li Taibai, but there was no aura at all. He even had a hen with him. It was obvious that the Blue Luan had gone to a small human village to capture a mortal to make up the numbers. It wasn't like they hadn't captured the mortal Patriarch Wu Gong before. Therefore they knew that the mortals in those villages liked to raise chickens. It seemed that the demon race's main hall had really suffered a lot of losses and needed mortals to make up for it. Unfortunately, the Blue Luan did not die. However, looking at his appearance, he should be strong on the outside but weak on the inside. In the face of Patriarch Wu Gong and the others' mockery, First Elder Blue Phoenix and the others also had ashen expressions. Master, what's going on? An elder of the Blue Luan asked. Li Taibai's appearance was clearly beyond their expectations. They did not go to the room last night. He had also looked at Li Taibai repeatedly just now, but there was no aura on his body. A mortal, no doubt. Even if they couldn't find Senior Divine Monkey, they didn't need a mortal to make up the numbers. Most importantly, they did not lack people. Elder Green Phoenix could not understand why Green Phoenix had brought a mortal over. The Blue Luan also took a step forward in the face of the elder's questioning and the mocking laughter from the other side. Wu Gong, don't be too smug. With the young master here, you'll all have to wait for your defeat today. Haha, what did you say? Calling a mortal a young master and expecting a mortal to deal with us? When the Earth Python Patriarch heard the Blue Luan's words, he could not stop laughing. First Elder Blue Luan and the others were also a little surprised when they heard Blue Luan's words. None of them understood why the Blue Luan was so respectful to a mortal. His lord hasn't been attacked in the past 2 days. Everyone, don't be anxious. Believe in my lord. At this moment, the First Elder of the Blue Phoenix still transmitted his voice to everyone slowly to stabilize the morale of the army. At the same time, Patriarch Wu Gong's faint voice sounded. Since you're all here, let's begin. Patriarch Wu Gong could not wait to divide the territory of the Demon Hall. Chapter 377 Chapter 377 Chapter 377 Entering the Mountain Array, the Hardest Trial? _L. Chapter 377 Chapter 377 Entering the Mountain Array, the Hardest Trial? _L. God World, God Burial Mountain Range. As soon as Patriarch Wu Gong said that, the people behind him and Patriarch Nine Nether became restless. It's finally about to begin. Thinking of those demonesses in the Demon Race Hall, hee. Haha, we still like their master, the Blue One? Haha brother, you're still the best. The mocking voices of Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates rang out in the valley. When they arrived at the valley, a blue light lit up. Bang! As the light shone, the rocks around the valley fell. A large array rose in front of the Blue Phoenix and Patriarch Wu Gong. Blue One, you can choose which path you want to take first. Patriarch Wu Gong looked at the formation in front of him and stood behind him with his hands. He said to the Blue One in an arrogant manner, Master, let me go first. The Buried God Mountain Range was the training ground for demonic beasts. It wasn't a place where anyone could enter as they pleased. If they could not even enter the God Burial Mountain Range, then there was no need to talk about a competition. At this moment, Tai Zhuang stood out from behind the Blue One. He also wanted to take the lead. Yes. Seeing the Blue One nod at him, Tai Zhuang also appeared in front of the formation in a flash. Arriving in front of the array, Tai Zhuang slowly condensed his true essence. His face turned red and his body changed. Roar! A huge rhinoceros appeared in front of everyone. In order to raise the morale of his side, Tai Zhuang also directly used his full strength from the beginning. In his true form, the aura of the Divine Emperor enveloped the valley. For a moment, the subordinates of Patriarch Wu Gong who had mocked the Blue One just now were a little shocked. Tai Zhuang glanced at them and walked towards one of the passages. Suddenly, a screen of light appeared in the sky above the valley. It showed the situation that Tai Zhuang had encountered in the array. All the checkpoints in the God Burial Mountain Range had two entrances. It was to make it convenient for the Demon Juniors to compete. Moreover, the situations encountered at different entrances were different. Tai Zhuang entered the formation and saw a lava lake. Bang! 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 The lava lake in front of him was boiling, and the high temperature emitted by it could be felt through the light screen. Sigh, it seems that the heavens are really helping us. That guy in the Demon Race Hall seems to be very awesome. I didn't expect to encounter the most difficult trial of fire as soon as I entered. That's right. I heard that he used to be a subordinate of the Blood Dragon Demon the Arch. After the Blood Dragon fell, he joined the Blue One. Sigh, stop talking. This kind of fence-sitter deserves his bad luck. On the other side, the Blue Phoenix First Elder's face turned ashen when she heard the chattering of Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates. Tai Zhuang was one of the earliest people who had followed their Cyan Phoenix clan. Even though he was under the Blood Dragon, he still took good care of the Cyan Phoenix clan. If Patriarch Wu Gong and the others were not on the opposite side, First Elder Blue Phoenix would have gone over to fight. At this moment on the screen, Tai Zhuang also roared towards the sky. A powerful aura swept across the entire lake, shaking the lava on the surface of the lake. Then, the true essence on his body condensed and wrapped around his entire body. Then, he braced himself and rushed towards the surface of the lake. Bang! 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 Tai Zhuang walked on the surface of the lake, and his body was occasionally invaded by lava. By the time they reached the other side, there were already a few wounds on their bodies. Old Ancestor Wu Gong's subordinates burst into laughter when they saw Tai Zhuang's reaction. As expected, this guy looks awesome when he appears, but he's actually a noob. The Emperor God was considered one of the top combatants on both sides. Breaking into the mountain formation was already like this. It would be fine if they officially competed in the future. Old Ancestor Wu Gong saw that although Tai Zhuang had made it through, wounds had appeared on his body. A smile appeared on his face. The reason why Tai Zhuang had chosen to be the first one was to let Li Wushuang's bad luck befall the Blue Phoenix's camp. As expected, the Blue One's men wanted to send a God Emperor to increase their strength. They had encountered the most difficult trial, and their arrogance had been suppressed in an instant. At this moment, Patriarch Wu Gong waved his hand. "Shall you go?" As soon as Patriarch Wu Gong finished speaking, a figure walked out from behind him. Seeing this figure, the subordinates behind Patriarch Wu Gong shouted, Saint Child. Saint Child. Saint Child. Wu Xiao, the holy son of Wu Gong's underground palace, had already reached the God Emperor realm at a young age. He was the next successor personally confirmed by Patriarch Wu Gong. Wu Xiao walked out from the crowd and bowed to Patriarch Wu Gong. Then, his figure flashed and he arrived in front of the entrance array. As soon as he stepped in, a screen lit up in front of everyone. Looking at the situation on the screen, Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinate sighed. As expected of the Holy Son, he has the providence of the heavens. Compared to that big guy just now, the moment he entered, it was the simplest trial of earth. That's right. The heavens have blessed my underground palace. Even Old Master Abysmal and Old Master Earth Python looked at the light screen with delight. At the level of a God Emperor, it was very rare for one to encounter an earthly trial. On the other side, the first elder of the Green Phoenix was also furious after hearing their words. Patriarch Wu Gong's luck was indeed better. On the screen, Wu Xiao looked at the ground in front of him and the huge rocks that moved from time to time. The pale yellow true essence on his body lit up, and he used the movement technique of Wu Gong's underground palace. In a few breaths, he easily dodged the attacks of the giant rocks and passed through the formation. After Wu Xiao passed, Patriarch Wu Gong said to the Blue Phoenix and the others, "Blue Luan, see you in the God Burial Mountain range." After Tai Zhuang entered, the trial on the Blue Luan side could no longer be changed. In other words, if Blue Phoenix and the others wanted to enter the God Burial Mountain range, everyone had to pass the fire trial. As soon as he finished speaking, Patriarch Wu Gong was about to lead the people around him to challenge the earthly trial. When Old Ancestor Nine Nether and Old Ancestor Earth Python walked past the Blue Phoenix and the others, he also smiled maliciously. They were certain that the Blue Luan must have been attacked by the Peerless Sword Xiao and the Divine Monkey. After entering the most difficult trial of fire, it was hard to say how many would come out. Right, remember to protect your mortals. As they were about to enter the array, Old Ancestor Juyo seemed to want something as he mocked the Blue Luan. After hearing Old Ancestor Juyo's words, the great elder of the Blue Phoenix was furious. "Master, I'll go." The Blue Luan reached out and blocked his way, shaking its head at him. Although they had drawn the most difficult trial of fire, they had to enter the God Burial Mountain range. This was because if they did not enter, they would have to give up all the territory of the demon race's main hall. After Patriarch Wu Gong, Patriarch Nine Nether, and Patriarch Earth Python led their respective teams in, they were all stunned. The Blue Luan waved her hand at the people behind her and walked into the array. Chapter 378 Chapter 378, 10 million Spirit Stones, Territory as a Bet. Chapter 378, 10 million Spirit Stones, Territory as a Bet. God World, God Burial Mountain Range. After entering the mountain entrance array, the Green Phoenix First Elder looked at the people behind her. "Everyone, don't panic." Although they were all experts, Tai Zhuang, who was at the God Emperor realm, was injured when he went over. They were all a little worried. Li Wushuang followed closely behind the Blue Luan. At this moment he was also a little afraid, even though he was here to be a spy. However, he had to protect his life. The luck of this demon race hall was too bad. If he had known earlier, he would have been the first one to come. He thought that with his luck as a lucky star, he would definitely be able to obtain the earthly trial like Patriarch Wu Gong. At this moment, Li Taibai also saw the change in everyone's expressions. He said to the old hen in his arms, "Senior Phoenix, thank you." Li Taibai remembered Xiao Changtian's instructions to help the Blue Phoenix and the others. At this moment, the old hen also glanced at the Green Phoenix and the others. Then they looked at the surface of the lake, and the boiling lava lake in front of them suddenly calmed down. What's going on? What just happened? This lake doesn't seem so scary anymore. An elder of the Blue Phoenix clan saw that the lake had calmed down and floated above it. After realizing that the lava below would not attack him, he quickly flew to the other side. After seeing a Blue Phoenix elder fly over unscathed, he was shocked. The other Blue Phoenix elders and the experts from the Demon Race main hall were also excited. Although they did not know what had happened, at least their worries had been resolved. In an instant, everyone had passed through the lake unscathed. At this time, Li Wushuang looked at the calm lake and felt a burst of joy. As expected, after he, a peerless lucky star, entered, everything was different. His luck suddenly improved and even the lava lake gave way to him. Thinking of this, Li Wushuang smiled. When they arrived at the opposite shore, the Blue Luan also glanced in Li Taibai's direction. She had a feeling that this change was definitely related to Senior Geng's disciple. When Li Taibai felt the Blue Luan's gaze, he smiled back at him. On the other side, Patriarch Wu Gong and the others had also passed through the mountain entering array. He saw that the exit on the other side was empty. There was basically no one there except for Tai Zhuang, who had entered first. Do you think that the demi-human race's main hall will be wiped out in the trial of fire? Hey, let's make a bet. Guess how many people will come out from your side? A guard of Wu Gong's underground palace walked up to Tai Zhuang and said slowly. Fighting was forbidden in the God Burial Mountain range, or they would be attacked by the restriction. What do you want to bet? Do you dare to bet 10 million spirit stones? I bet that all of us will come over. Tai Zhuang was also angry when he saw the group of guards in the underground palace. She gave him a big reward in an instant. Hearing Tai Zhuang's words, the guards of Wu Gong's underground palace were stunned. These 10 million spirit stones were their salary for several years. Then the guards of Wu Gong's underground palace burst into laughter. This guy must be crazy about money. Alright, I guess at most half of the people from the Demon Race Hall will come out. Alright, then I'll bet 1/3. A few guards of Wu Gong's underground palace gathered together, gloating. Although Tai Zhuang had bet with them on spirit stones, they felt that they had won. After I get the spirit stones, I'll go to the Happy Red Pavilion and have some fun. The guards of Wu Gong's underground palace had already begun to plan how to spend Tai Zhuang's spirit stones. As Patriarch Wu Gong was in a good mood, he did not control his subordinates too much. Over the years, Wu Gong's underground palace had been able to develop so quickly because Patriarch Wu Gong did not restrict the actions of his subordinates. As long as he could complete the mission, anything was fine. If it weren't for the fact that he wanted to maintain his dignity, Patriarch Wu Gong would have thought of taking a gamble. 10 million spirit stones, it would be a waste not to take it. At this moment, a guard of Wu Gong's underground palace also arrived at the exit of the Demon Hall. They're out, they're out. I feel Yi Lu waving at me. The guards of Wu Gong's underground palace looked at the exit of the Demon Race's main hall with anticipation. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Blue Luan and the others slowly landed on the ground one after another. 1, 2, 3, 4, what happened? The group of guards of Wu Gong's underground palace were dumbfounded when they saw Blue Luan and the others land. Just as Tai Zhuang had said, everyone had come. When Tai Zhuang saw the Blue Luan and the others coming over, he also walked over happily. Master, it's great that you're all fine. At this moment, the Blue Luan also saw the liver-colored faces of the demonic beast guards. Did something happen? When Tai Zhuang heard the Blue Luan's words, he also walked towards the guards of Wu Gong's underground palace. Everyone, if you're willing to bet, you must admit defeat. Don't forget that this is the God Burial Mountain range. When he spoke, Tai Zhuang even specially emphasized the God Burial Mountain range. In the God Burial Mountain range, any contract would be recognized by the restrictions here. If the guards of Wu Gong's underground palace didn't hand them over, the consequences would be unimaginable. What? Is your Wu Gong underground palace this kind of trash? Tai Zhuang said slowly to them with a smile on his face. At this moment, the guards of Wu Gong's underground palace looked at each other. Now, there was no time to think about why the other party had all come out. Most importantly, they couldn't afford it. Patriarch Wu Gong also saw the situation here. He waved his hand and a universe bag flew towards Tai Zhuang. Take it. After all, he was his subordinate. Patriarch Wu Gong could not pretend that he could not see anything, could he? The few guards of Wu Gong's underground palace looked at Patriarch Wu Gong with gratitude and then walked into the crowd. At this moment, Tai Zhuang received the universe bag from Patriarch Wu Gong. Instead, he walked over to Blue Luan and the others and distributed the spirit stones. After exchanging some words with Tai Zhuang, the Demon Race main hall also wanted to laugh when they saw Patriarch Wu Gong opposite them. The Blue Luan looked at the spirit stone in her hand and then at Patriarch Wu Gong. These spirit stones should be quite a large sum for the underground palace of Wu. Patriarch Wu Gong waved his sleeve when he saw the Blue Luan's gloating gaze. Patriarch Wu Gong then changed the topic. Since all of you are here, let's place our bets. Put down your bet in front of the demon ancestors. When the Blue Luan heard Patriarch Wu Gong's words, it knew that the competition had just officially begun. After both sides placed their bets, the stone statues of the demon ancestors in front of them would issue questions according to their situation. The winner would receive the other party's bet. This was also to make the resources within the demon race more reasonable. Then Patriarch Wugong said loudly, "Wugong Underground Palace, the wager is a quarter of the territory." Chapter 379 Chapter 379 Chessboard Duel, is there no one in the Demon Clan's main hall? L. Chapter 379 Chessboard Duel, is there no one in the Demon Clan's main hall? L. God World, God Burial Mountain Range. When the Blue Luan heard Patriarch Wugong's words, it smiled at him. Li Taibai nodded at him. The Blue Luan also walked forward, raised its head and puffed out its chest. It slowly said to Patriarch Wugong, "A quarter of the territory of the demon race's main halls." After saying that, the Green Phoenix looked in the direction of Old Ancestor Abysmal and Old Ancestor Earth Python. Old Ancestor Earth Python and Old Ancestor Nine Nether looked at each other and gritted their teeth. Then they slowly said to the Blue Phoenix, "Nine Nether Mountain, a quarter of the territory bet." A quarter of the territory of the Earth Python Mountain, bet. As the demon race's main hall was previously guarded by the three godly emperors, Blood Dragon, Qing Qiu and Huang Yuan. Therefore their territory was several times larger than Wugong's underground palace. A quarter of the territory was about the same as the territories of Patriarch Wugong, Patriarch Nine Nether, and Patriarch Earth Python combined. As soon as he finished speaking, the Blue Phoenix, Patriarch Wugong, Patriarch Nine Nether, and Patriarch Earth Python all emitted a ray of light from their bodies. It was injected into the stone statue of the demon ancestor in front of them. The bet is settled. An old and weathered voice slowly sounded throughout the entire God Burial Mountain range. Then a ray of light shot out from the eyes of the kangaroo stone statue. An array disc appeared between Blue Luan and Patriarch Wugong. Wow, it's actually a chessboard. I didn't expect this battle to be so difficult. Seeing the chessboard between the Blue Luan and Patriarch Wugong, both sides whispered to each other. Seeing the chessboard, a smile flashed across Patriarch Wugong's face. Then, with a wave of his sleeve, an old figure walked out from the crowd behind Patriarch Wugong. This is the Heavenly Dog Clan's Skyart Entertainment. Seeing the figure standing beside Patriarch Wugong, a Blue Phoenix elder exclaimed. The Heavenly Hound Clan was one of the few demon clans in the demonic beast world that were good at chess. It was rumored that the Heavenly Hound Clan claimed to be second in chess, but no one in the entire demonic beast world dared to claim to be first. Even the chess experts of the human race were defeated by the Heavenly Hound Clan. As for Tianyi, he was the current clan leader of the Heavenly Hound Clan and the #1 chess player in the demonic beast world. Upon seeing this figure, the experts from the demon race's main hall behind the Blue Luan revealed a trace of despair. It was as if they knew what the outcome would be without even comparing. Are we going to lose a quarter of our territory? When old ancestor Jiuyo saw Skyart, he was delighted. Brother Wugong, you are indeed the #1 person in the God Burial Mountain range. Old Master Nine Nether cupped his fists at Old Master Wugong before looking at the other side. Blue Luan, who do you plan to let out to break the situation? If it doesn't work, then don't waste everyone's time and obediently admit defeat. That's right, obediently admit defeat. As soon as old ancestor Nine Nether finished speaking, the subordinates behind him also joined in the commotion. The Blue Phoenix First Elder looked at the opposite side and looked around. He realized that everyone had a look of despair on their faces as they lowered their heads. He sighed in his heart and said to the Blue Luan, "Master, let me go up and meet them first." The Blue Luan nodded at the First Elder when it heard his words. At this moment, Skyart Entertainment looked at the Blue Phoenix First Elder. With your chess skills, you go first. Skyart made an inviting gesture to the Blue Phoenix Grand Elder. The Blue Phoenix First Elder took a deep breath and looked at the chess game in front of her. True essence flowed out of his sleeves and slowly poured into the chessboard. Then the entire chessboard lit up. Then the Blue Phoenix First Elder was brought into a spiritual world. In the space where the Blue Phoenix First Elder was located, black and white chi condensed and rippled around his body. The Blue Phoenix First Elder snorted coldly and condensed the true essence on her body to attack this space. Bang! A chain hit the barrier of this space. Then lines of light suddenly lit up under the Green Phoenix First Elder's feet. It formed a complete chessboard, and the black and white chi on it attacked the First Elder of the Green Phoenix. Not good. The Blue Luan said in her heart. Then she quickly dodged to the side. as the Blue Phoenix First Elder operated in the chessboard world. In the outside world, the chessboard in front of the Blue Phoenix and Patriarch Wugong was also spinning. The chess pieces on the chessboard were also constantly moving. After stabilizing her body, the First Elder of the Green Phoenix once again searched the chessboard. This time the black and white gas formed a giant dragon and bit at him. In the end he couldn't hold on any longer. A trace of blood appeared at the corner of his mouth and he was knocked out of the spiritual world. The chess pieces on the chessboard stopped moving after First Elder Blue Phoenix was knocked out of the mental energy world. Grand Elder. Seeing the injured First Elder of the Cyan Phoenix clan, a few elders of the Cyan Phoenix clan also walked over to support him. Skyart looked at the Blue Phoenix Grand Elder and said slowly, "Not bad. To be able to break through 2 rounds in a row, you have some skill." Then Skyart also took a step forward. Just like Elder Qingwan, he injected his true essence into the chessboard. The chess pieces on the chessboard began to move. In a short while, it surpassed the level that the Blue Phoenix First Elder could just reach. When the old ancestor Earth Python saw this situation, he slowly said to the Blue Luan, "Blue Luan, looks like you're going to lose this round. I'm looking forward to a quarter of the demon race's main halls." Tai Zhuang's eyes widened in fury as the Earth Python ancestor's words sounded. "Ground Python, don't be too proud. Oh, is there anyone else here to break the situation?" Ah. Accompanied by the laughter of the Earth Python Patriarch, Skyart also broke through 6 rounds in a row. After escaping from the chessboard world, Skyart Entertainment looked completely unharmed. Skyart Entertainment's clan leader is really powerful. It seems like we're going to win this round. Yay, when the time comes, I will definitely tell the ancestor and strive to rule a small piece of territory in the Demon Race Hall. Haha, do you think I don't know what you're thinking? Following that, Patriarch Wugong walked to Skyart Entertainment's side with a smile on his face as he looked at Blue Luan. "Blue Luan, you've seen it for yourself. Grandmaster Feng Tianyi is much more useful than your Grand Elder. How is it? Are there still people from your side who want to fight? If you don't, I'll help you take over a quarter of the territory of your Demon Race main hall." The Blue Luan looked around at its own camp after hearing Patriarch Wugong's words. "Brat, it's your turn." In the crowd, the old hen lay in Li Taibai's arms and said slowly to him, "Ah, but I don't know how to play chess." Li Taibai received Phoenix's voice transmission and said in embarrassment, "It's okay. I'm here." The old hen replied casually. After receiving Phoenix's voice transmission, Li Taibai nodded and walked out. Seeing Li Taibai walk out from the crowd, the Blue Luan was also delighted. Chapter 380, Li Taibai can't do it? Skyart Entertainment. Chapter 380, Li Taibai can't do it? Skyart Entertainment. Taking action personally, 1. God World, God Burial Mountain Range. The Blue Luan saw Li Taibai walking out of the crowd and said to him slowly, "Thank you, young master." Li Taibai nodded at him. On the other side, Patriarch Wugong's subordinates saw Li Taibai walking forward. "Isn't this the mortal I saw at the entrance? How did he get here after passing the fire trial?" "Who cares? I think there's no one in the Demon Race Hall. They're relying on a mortal to support the scene." "Haha, do you think he has true essence?" Patriarch Wugong's subordinates chattered away as Skyart Entertainment saw Li Taibai standing across from them. He shook his head and slowly said to him, "Mortal, don't delay yourself. You don't have the qualifications to come into contact with this kind of situation." He looked at Li Taibai with disdain and closed his eyes. "Wugong, are the people on your side so talkative? Are they afraid?" Looking at Li Taibai, the Blue Luan didn't know why. She felt an inexplicable confidence in herself. She believed that they would win if Li Taibai made a move. Before Patriarch Wugong could reply, Patriarch Earth Python heard what Blue Luan said. He also held his stomach and laughed out loud. "Blue Luan, what did you say? Why would I be afraid of a mortal child like you? Otherwise, when that kid enters the chess game, he won't even know how he died." The Green Phoenix and the other elders also had furious expressions when they heard Patriarch Earth Python's words. There's no point in saying more. Li Taibai looked at the people opposite him indifferently. Then, a stream of true essence lit up in his hand and poured into the chessboard. Immediately, Li Taibai entered the chessboard world. "Look, that kid seems to have some true essence. Why can't I feel his aura?" "Of course I can't sense it. From what I see, he is just a disciple who hasn't even reached the low-level deity level. Isn't it normal that I can't sense it? It seems that this kid doesn't listen to my advice and is just waiting to die. When Patriarch Wugong's subordinates saw Li Taibai enter the chessboard world, they looked at him with disdain. At this moment, the chess pieces on the chessboard also moved. Master Skyart slowly opened his eyes and looked at the moving pieces on the board. It's quite something. After saying that, he received a voice transmission. Skyart, look at that kid. He's from the human race. Master Skyart immediately replied after receiving Patriarch Wugong's voice transmission. Brother Wugong, don't worry. Although that kid has some skills, that's all. It's more than enough to deal with him. On the other side, after the first elder of the Blue Phoenix stabilized her injuries, she was stunned. Looking at the moving chess pieces on the chessboard, a smile suddenly appeared on his face. Pulling the arm of Elder Qingwan beside him, he said excitedly, "My lord is my lord. You have foresight. We might still have hope." The other elders of the Blue Phoenix sect didn't know much about chess. Hearing the words of the first elder of the Blue Phoenix sect, they also looked at Li Taibai. There were also the moving chess pieces on the chessboard. Good job, mortal. Oh no, young master. It was unknown who spoke first, but the experts from the demon race's main hall also said, "Young master, you can do it. Good job, young master. Young master, get rid of them." With their voices, the situation on the chessboard had been broken 4 times in a row. It had already surpassed the number of games that the Blue Phoenix First Elder had just broken. At the same time, in the chessboard world, Li Taibai held his long sword and looked at the black and white gas rippling around him. Senior Phoenix, where should we attack next? Li Taibai pointed his sword at the surroundings and said slowly to Phoenix, who was beside his feet. Little brat, don't worry. Let me think. I only know a little about it because I watched Buttface play chess. The old hen looked at the surrounding space and muttered, "If I'm unhappy with this lousy space, I'll burn it down." As the old hen's voice fell, the surrounding black and white gas seemed to retreat a little. The old hen continued speaking to Li Taibai. "Brat, you have to make good use of this opportunity. This black and white gas is perfect for body tempering. Anyway, they can't hurt you. If you bear it, you might be able to leave a mark on Master's wooden stake when you return." Hearing the old hen's words, Li Taibai's spirits were instantly lifted. Instead, it chased after the black and white gas around it. Bang! The black and white gas seemed to have sensed Li Taibai's provocation. It formed a giant dragon in the air and started fighting with Li Taibai. "That's it. Look, isn't there a flaw now?" The old hen looked at the sky in front of her and said slowly to Li Taibai. Then he pointed in a direction. "Brat, attack there and this game will be over." Li Taibai also raised his sword when he heard the hen's words. True essence slowly gathered on the sword, and a sharp aura burst out from it. He swung his sword in the direction the old hen had pointed out. One strike will definitely hit. Whoosh! As soon as Li Taibai finished speaking, a sharp sword light appeared above him. Bang! The sword tip flew forward, and wherever it passed, cracks appeared in the space. The black and white gas sensed this power and seemed to be afraid. Without even thinking of resisting, the black and white dragon turned around and fled. "You can't hide," Li Taibai said indifferently. Then the sword light pierced through the black and white dragon's body as expected. At the same time, in the eyes of the outside world, Li Taibai had already broken 6 rounds in a row. The number of games that Master Skyart had just broken was almost surpassed. "Young master, you're awesome." As Li Taibai continued to break through the situation, the cheers in the demon hall increased. On the other side, Patriarch Wugong's subordinates looked at Li Taibai in disbelief and shut their mouths. Was this guy really immortal? Even Patriarch Wugong couldn't help but send a voice transmission to Master Skyart. "Skyart, are you sure there's no problem? I think that kid is not simple." When Skyart Entertainment received Patriarch Wugong's words, they began to look at the chessboard in front of them with a serious expression. Because he had just seen an extremely ridiculous thing. One of the chess pieces on the chessboard disappeared. Even if he broke the game, he wouldn't have smashed the chess pieces into thin air. He must have used some special methods. Master Skyart thought to himself as he cupped his fists at Patriarch Wugong. "Brother Wugong, don't worry. I will personally play a game with him." When he heard that Skyart Entertainment was going to play against Li Taibai, Patriarch Wugong nodded at him. Following that, Master Skyart also injected a surge of true essence into the chessboard. With a Grandmaster from Skyart Entertainment personally taking action, even if that kid is strange, he will definitely lose. Yes, you can do it, Master Skyart. With Master Skyart personally helping out, Patriarch Wugong's subordinates followed suit and shouted. Chapter 381 Chapter 381, Skyart's True Essence Burning Peak Match? Chapter 381, Skyart's True Essence Burning Peak Match. 1. God World, God Burial Mountain Range. In the chessboard world, Li Taibai looked at the black and white gas that he had killed. Sweat also appeared on her face. The longer she went, the longer it took for the old hen to break through. The longer Li Taibai cultivated his body, the longer it took. After the black and white dragon was killed by Li Taibai's sword. At this moment, a voice descended from the chessboard world. If a player breaks the game with brute force instead of chess, it will be considered a violation. Violators will be deemed to have failed the bets. Li Taibai also glanced at the hen. Senior Phoenix, this. Did I see wrongly just now? The old hen looked at the space in front of her and thought slowly. Hearing Li Taibai's words, he said to the other. Kid, it was an accident just now. At this moment, a figure slowly appeared in this space. It was Master Skyart who had just entered. The moment Master Skyart appeared, a screen of light also appeared. It separated Li Taibai from Master Skyart and the others. Obviously, this chessboard world wanted them to break through each other's traps and not disturb each other. Looking at Li Taibai, Master Skyart also glanced at him. Then, the true essence in his body gushed out and intertwined with the black and white gas. He went to solve the chess game that he had not solved before. Meanwhile, in the outside world, Master Skyart broke through the situation once again. The chess pieces on the chessboard moved again. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The chess pieces moved one by one, and Skyart immediately broke 2 rounds in a row. Like I said, Master Skyart held back. I think that the human just now was able to break out of this situation. He should have reached his limit. With Master Skyart here, we will definitely win. After Skyart Entertainment entered the chessboard world, the chess pieces moved again and broke a few sentences. Patriarch Wugong's morale also rose. At this moment, compared to the Skyart Master, Li Taibai was not on the losing end. However, the speed of breaking the situation was a little slower. Look at that human on the other side. He's clearly at a bottleneck. Otherwise, why would he be so slow? That's right. You think that a human can defeat us? Go home and dream. Seeing that Skyart Entertainment had the upper hand, Patriarch Wugong's subordinates mocked the experts in the Demon Hall. At this moment in the chessboard world, Skyart Entertainment's Patriarch was already sweating as he wiped his face. Looking at Li Taibai, he let out a sigh of relief. It was a chess game that he had just broken. It seemed that he was still in the lead. It seemed that the disappearance of the chess piece just now was an accident. On the other side, the old hen also felt Skyart's gaze and looked at him. What was going on? Being stared at by the old hen, Skyart could feel the true essence in his body. They were all burning unconsciously. Oh, quickly stop. Skyart could feel the changes in his body and let out a scream. At this moment, in the chessboard world, a phoenix with endless fire rippling around its body was soaring in the sky. A loud and clear phoenix cry sounded. The entire chessboard space trembled. When Master Skyart saw Phoenix suddenly appear, his eyes were filled with panic. What was going on? Was it that old hen? Impossible, how could that hen be a divine beast phoenix? Master Skyart was roaring in his heart. The true chi burning in his body was indeed uncontrollable. Li Taibai looked at the panicking Skyart Entertainment and a hint of pity flashed across his eyes. Of all people, you had to provoke Senior Phoenix. One must know that Senior Phoenix was the kind of person who often fought in the courtyard. Li Taibai remembered the scene where the black tortoise and the phoenix fought. They didn't dare to get close to that scene. What's wrong? Why is Master Skyart sweating so much? In the outside world, Patriarch Wugong's subordinates looked at Skyart Entertainment, who was sweating profusely and hurriedly said, "Are you stupid?" Of course Skyart Entertainment's grandmasters would be tired after breaking through. Also, it's normal to sweat under the sun. One of his subordinates immediately walked out. "Come shout with me. Master Skyart, invincible, unafraid of the sun's rays, we must win." Under the lead of one of Patriarch Wugong's subordinates, the other subordinates shouted one after another. Meanwhile, the experts from the Monster Race main hall behind the Blue Wand saw that the pieces on Skyart Entertainment's chessboard were not moving. Meanwhile, Li Taibai's chess pieces were still moving. It's just a bluff. Young Master can definitely catch up to Skyart Entertainment. A Blue Phoenix elder looked at the chessboard and Li Taibai in front of him, his eyes full of trust. At this moment, Master Skyart's screams from within the chessboard continued. His eyes were already filled with fear. If he knew that there was a divine beast like the Phoenix in the Demon Race's main hall, no matter what reward Elder Wu Gong promised him, he would never come. At this moment, the black and white gas in the chessboard world slowly condensed, and a great rock appeared in space. As soon as the great rock appeared, it bowed slightly to the Phoenix. Senior Phoenix, see if you can let him go. For such a thing to happen in my chessboard space. Phoenix looked at the great rock in front of her and her eyes flickered. I know your difficulties. You're staying in this group of stone statues, right? I see that your Dao fruit is almost full, so I'll give you face. As she spoke, Phoenix flapped her wings. Immediately, the flames that descended on this space completely disappeared. Strictly speaking, this great rock could be considered his junior, the Yin-Yang bird. When the Yin-Yang bird saw the Phoenix put away its divine power, it also showed a grateful expression. The Yin-Yang bird was about to say something to the Phoenix when it saw the Phoenix flapping its wings at it. I know what you want to say. How about this? I'll be a human until the end. I won't bully him. Let us play a game with him. Don't worry, I won't use divine arts. One won't make a move either. It'll all be done by this brat behind me. As she spoke, the Phoenix flapped her wings and pulled Li Taibai over. At the same time, he looked at Skyart Entertainment with contempt. The Yin-Yang bird hesitated for a moment before turning to Skyart Entertainment. Senior Phoenix's suggestion, do you think it's okay? Skyart Entertainment's body had already adjusted a little, and they were now being stared at by the Yin-Yang bird. He looked at Li Taibai and Phoenix and nodded. At the same time he thought to himself. It seemed that the owner of this chessboard space still valued rules. Although you are a Phoenix, so what? You still have to follow the rules. In chess he had never been afraid of anyone. I will definitely return the pain you just inflicted on me 1,000 times over. Chapter 382 Chapter 382, Please Help Master, 1. Chapter 382, Please Help Master, 1. God World, God Burial Mountain Range. Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates looked at Master Skyart before them. Look, the sweat on Master Skyart's body is slowly dissipating. I knew it, he must have been too tired just now. Master is awesome. At this moment, Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates shouted again. As they shouted, the chessboard between Li Taibai and Master Skyart suddenly changed. Bang, bang, bang. In the valley, a series of gravel fell, and the position of the chessboard kept changing. Then a brand new chessboard appeared between Li Taibai and Master Skyart. Seeing the changes in front of them, Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates whispered among themselves. What happened? Why did the chessboard change? Look at this chessboard. It seems like Master Skyart is going to play against that mortal. Really? Don't lie to me. This master will definitely beat him up. Patriarch Wu Gong was also staring blankly at the changes in front of him. Playing chess on the chessboard was good too. It was Skyart Entertainment's forte. In the demonic beast world there were many people who played chess with Skyart Entertainment, but none of them could beat him. When the Blue Wand saw the changes in the chessboard, its gaze turned sharp. Then a dignified voice echoed in the valley. In front of the Blue Phoenix and Patriarch Wu Gong, the stone statue's body lit up slightly. Due to the change in strength of both sides, the game will be changed to a game of chess. Please prepare your own chess pieces. On the chessboard, the person who loses will have 500 years of cultivation cut off and applied to the winner. The Yin-Yang bird's voice echoed in the minds of the two groups before disappearing from the world. The demon ancestors have shown their spirits. In that case, I'll go up and be a chess piece. With 500 years of cultivation, I might be able to break through. One of Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates said excitedly as he walked onto the chessboard. You guys go too. After Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates left one after another, Patriarch Nine Nether and Patriarch Earth Python said to their subordinates. How could they miss the opportunity to gain cultivation for free? At this moment, the Blue Wand looked at the experts in the Demon Race Hall behind her. Tai Zhuang walked out first. Master, let me be the chess piece. I believe that young master can defeat Sky Art Entertainment. After saying that, Tai Zhuang's figure flashed and he appeared on the chessboard. After Tai Zhuang went up, the experts from the Demon Race main hall looked at each other. Li Taibai walked up to the chessboard. Meanwhile, in the chessboard world, Li Taibai and Master Sky Art were each in charge of one side. As for the subordinates of Patriarch Wu Gong and the experts of the Demon Hall who had entered, they stood in various positions on the chessboard. There was a mysterious force that restrained them, making them unable to move. Their actions were completely under Li Taibai and Master Sky Art's control. At this moment, Li Taibai said to Phoenix beside him, "Senior Phoenix, what should we do? I don't know how to play chess." "Are you stupid? Do you still remember the stone I gave you?" At this moment, the old hen patted Li Taibai's head. Then Li Taibai took out the stone from his pocket. He slowly injected his true essence into it, and then a light lit up on the stone. At the same time, Xiao Changtian, who was far away in the courtyard of the Demon Clan Hall, also felt the stone in his interspatial ring flicker. Could it be that something happened to Jiuer? The stone was made by Xiao Changtian and could be used to communicate at any time. Xiao Changtian also took out the stone from his interspatial ring. He remembered that he had only given this stone to Mu Jiuhuang. Then Xiao Changtian pressed his finger on the stone and a light screen appeared in front of him. Following the appearance of this light curtain, Mo Ba and a few demonic beast guards walked over from within the courtyard. This is the God Burial Mountain Range. Was this senior's divine power? Mo Ba and the demonic beast guards came to Xiao Changtian's side, their hearts also filled with shock. When Xiao Changtian saw Mo Ba and the others, he slowly said to them, "Do you want to see it?" At this moment, Li Taibai's voice was heard through the profound shadow stone. "Master, I've encountered some trouble here and need you to resolve it." Hearing Li Taibai's voice, Xiao Changtian was stunned. He thought that Jiuer was looking for him for something. He did not expect it to be Taibai. Didn't this guy go to help find birds and catch wild beasts? With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian also looked at the screen. On the screen, an old man stood opposite Li Taibai, and there was a chessboard between them. It turned out that Taibai was playing chess with someone. No wonder he wanted to ask for help. He didn't even know that Taibai wasn't proficient in chess at all. "Leave it to me." Xiao Changtian was also sitting on the ground looking at the chessboard on the screen with interest. His Go skills had been specially trained by the system. She had even played with Alpha in the yard before, so she was still very confident. Beside Xiao Changtian, Mo Ba and the demonic beast guard were looking at the chessboard, their eyes filled with shock. This chessboard was made up of people? How big of a game was Senior planning to play? In the chessboard space, Li Taibai was also excited after hearing Xiao Changtian's message. "Please?" Li Taibai made an inviting gesture to Master Sky Art. "Arrogant." Master Sky Art then pointed his finger at the ground. Then one of Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates walked to the next grid without any warning. Xiao Changtian looked at the chess pieces on the screen and smiled. He pointed at the screen and an expert from the Demon Clan Hall moved on the chessboard. Li Taibai looked at his side and saw that he didn't need to do anything at all. With his master's ability, controlling the chessboard from afar was nothing. Meanwhile, Phoenix crouched on the ground and closed her eyes. It seemed like she was going to sleep. Very quickly, Master Sky Art and Xiao Changtian walked a few steps towards each other. Unfortunately, he's still too inexperienced. In the courtyard, Xiao Changtian said slowly. Then he stretched out his hand and pointed. An expert in the Demon Race Hall moved. At this moment, one of Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates was kicked out of the chessboard. At the same time, a force descended on his body. "No, my cultivation." Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinate sensed the changes in his body and shouted. Then an expert from the Demon Race's main hall felt his cultivation become more solid. Looking at Li Taibai's figure, his eyes were filled with gratitude. At this moment, Master Sky Art was enraged. "All right, kid, just you wait." Master Sky Art glanced at Li Taibai and Li Taibai shrugged. It was as if he did not know anything. Seeing Li Taibai's expression, the Sky Art Master was even more furious and clutched his chest. With a wave of his hand, a subordinate of old ancestor Jiuyo moved on the chessboard. Chapter 383 Chapter 383 Master of Heavenly Arts defeated, Grandmaster Wu Gong attacks. Chapter 383 Master of Heavenly Arts defeated, Grandmaster Wugong attacks. God World, God Burial Mountain Range. My cultivation. A subordinate of Patriarch Wugong flew out from the chessboard. Looking at his hands, his eyes were filled with shock. Patriarch Wugong's expression gradually darkened as he looked at his subordinates who were constantly eliminated from the chessboard. This human. Patriarch Wugong clenched his fists tightly as he looked at Li Taibai on the other side of the chessboard. His eyes revealed some killing intent. At this moment, Master Skyart was also waving his hands in the air. On the chessboard, Patriarch Wugong's subordinates and Patriarch Nine Nether's subordinates also moved. Brat, I'll show you what real chess is. Master Skyart said to Li Taibai as he looked at Wugong's subordinates who were being eliminated. When Li Taibai heard Master Skyart's words, he gave him the middle finger. You. When the Skyart master saw Li's reaction, he was enraged and waved his hands. The chess pieces on the chessboard moved faster. Xiao Changtian, who was far away in the courtyard, looked at the screen in front of him and shook his head. Sai, with your attitude, you can't say that you're proficient in chess, right? You're simply *teach. Then he pointed his finger at the light screen and casually commanded it. The experts in the Demon Race Hall also moved along with him. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As the experts in the Demon Hall moved, Patriarch Wugong's subordinates were also continuously kicked out. It's over. In the chessboard world, the old hen opened her eyes and looked at the chessboard in front of her. Ah! A series of miserable cries rang out from Patriarch Wugong's subordinates. Then Master Skyart looked at the chessboard in front of him. Impossible, impossible. I, Skyart Entertainment, have never met a worthy opponent in the demonic beast world. How could I lose to a nameless junior? Master Skyart kept waving his hands around, his words sounding a little crazy. No, I'm going to kill you. I'll be the strongest after killing you. As soon as Master Skyart finished speaking, he leaped up and was about to attack Li Taibai. At this moment, Li Taibai's gaze turned cold as he drew his sword. The sword was unsheathed, and a fierce aura emerged from Li Taibai's body. One strike will definitely hit. Li Taibai swung his sword, and a sword light appeared above his head. Master Skyart's eyes widened as he looked at the incoming sword energy. Just as he was about to turn around and flee, a piercing sword light pierced through Skyart's body. You're not a mortal at all. Master Skyart looked at Li Taibai and pointed at him. Then a ray of light descended on the chessboard world. They sent Li Taibai, Master Skyart, and the others out of the chessboard world. Whoosh! A ray of light returned to Li Taibai's body. Immediately, the people outside saw Li Taibai's body move. Young Master. Young Master. The experts from the Demon Race's main hall had already arrived beside Li Taibai. They looked at him with admiration and gratitude in their eyes. At this moment, Li Taibai was surrounded by the experts of the Demon Race's main hall. Xiao Changqian's voice came through the profound shadow stone. Taibai, what's going on? Why is it so noisy over there? In the future, just leave these matters to me. In the courtyard, Xiao Changtian said slowly to the profound shadow stone. It just so happened that his chess and painting skills were usually his own entertainment. It was good to have someone like her, but that guy just now was too weak. Mo Ba and the demonic beast guard beside Xiao Changtian had already opened their mouths wide. He didn't know what to say. What did they just see? The chess master of the demonic beast world, Tianyi, was easily defeated by a senior. Moreover, looking at Senior's appearance, it seems that the other party is very weak. It turned out that Senior was not only a peerless sword cultivator, but also a chess master. No wonder the Blue Phoenix Lord respected him so much. Moreover, Senior is such a good person. It seems that Senior's situation far exceeds our imagination. Mo Ba looked at Xiao Changtian. Only he knew. Senior, you have another terrifying skill. Your archery skills are extremely powerful. At this moment, Xiao Changtian saw Mo Ba and the demonic beast guards and smiled at them. It's just some self-cultivation things. There's nothing high-grade. Xiao Changtian slowly explained when he saw their expressions. These chess and drawing skills could still be used to show off in front of outsiders. However, Xiao Changtian didn't know how strong he was when he met a real expert. Moreover, this was the cultivation world. These things were not of much use. If he met an immortal cultivator and didn't like him, he would kill him in minutes. When Mo Ba and the others heard Xiao Changtian's words, they also smiled at him. It seems that to Senior becoming a Go Master is just the starting point. What kind of strength did that Senior have now? It was likely that the entire divine world would tremble with a single piece. In the God Burial Mountain range, Li Taibai looked at the experts of the Demon Hall beside him. Everyone make way. My master is looking for me. Li Taibai struggled out of the crowd and said to them slowly. I don't know what Master said just now, but Master looks very happy. I'll just ask Master for help later. What? Young Master has a master? Young Master is already a chess master, so what level is his master at? A chess grandmaster is the kind of existence that can shake the divine realm with a single move. The experts of the demon race main hall discussed. Their eyes were filled with joy as they looked at each other. At this moment, when the Blue Luan heard Li Taibai's words, Xiao Chengqian's shadow appeared in her mind. The divine realm probably wouldn't even be a concern for Senior. Perhaps only the legendary grandmasters would have the chance to enter Senior's eyes. On the other side, Patriarch Wu Gong looked at his subordinates and complained. Looking at Master Skyart, his eyes were filled with uncertainty. She walked over and placed her hand on his shoulder. Bang! Master Skyart's body spurted out a mouthful of blood, splattering it onto Patriarch Wu Gong's body. The sudden change attracted everyone's attention. The experts from the Demon Hall looked at Patriarch Wu Gong and said, Wu Gong, are you a sore loser? Let me tell you, it's useless to silence him. That's right. What kind of character is that? It seems that those who work with you in the future have to be careful of their own lives. For a moment, the voices of the demons in the main hall attacking Patriarch Wu Gong continued. On Patriarch Wu Gong's side, the gazes of Patriarch Nine Nether and Patriarch Earth Python changed slightly. Listen to me, I didn't do it. Patriarch Wu Gong looked at Patriarch Nine Nether and Patriarch Earth Python and explained to them through voice transmission. He couldn't figure out why his hand touched it when he walked past. Skyart Entertainment's own people were gone. Following that, the Skyart Master's gaze towards Li Taibai also turned sharp. This human was not simple. Chapter 384 Chapter 384 Spirit Beast Arena, Li Taibai Must Die? _L. Chapter 384 Spirit Beast Arena, Li Taibai Must Die? _L. God World, God Burial Mountain Range. The Blue Luan looked at Patriarch Wu Gong staring at Li Taibai and walked up to him, saying slowly, Wu Gong, what are you trying to do? This is the God Burial Mountain Range. As the Blue Luan's voice sounded, the demon stone statue in front of them lit up. Then, the territory token that he had placed in the beginning started to float and finally landed in the Blue Luan's hand. When Patriarch Wu Gong, Patriarch Nine Nether, and Patriarch Earth Python saw this scene, their expressions darkened. The subordinates behind them looked very depressed when they saw this scene. He casually swept his gaze over him and waved his sleeve. Then he took a step forward and slowly said to the Green Luan opposite him, God Burial Mountain Range, we are naturally willing to lose. Next, let's make a big bet. As he spoke, Patriarch Wu Gong took out a complete token from his interspatial ring. He placed the stone statue in front of him and slowly said to Qingluan, My bet is the entire territory of Wu Gong's underground palace. Patriarch Wu Gong's words were like a huge rock thrown into a calm lake. Immediately, whispers broke out in Wu Gong's underground palace. It seems that the ancestor is going to personally take action. Let's see what the Demon Race Hall says. Don't look at how the forefather has invested all his territory. It seems that the forefather is absolutely confident. As the words of Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinate fell, the powerful ones in the Monster Clan Hall were also looking at the Blue Phoenix in front of them, waiting for her response. The Blue Luan rolled its eyes and said slowly to Patriarch Wu Gong, All right, I'll also bet all the territory of the Demon Race Hall. After saying that, the Blue Phoenix looked at Patriarch Earth Python and Patriarch Nine Nether provocatively. When Old Ancestor Earth Python and Old Ancestor Nine Nether saw the Blue Phoenix's gaze, they were also a little angry. They looked at each other and then at Patriarch Wu Gong. Then he walked to his side and took out a complete token. We're the same, all of our territories. Then Patriarch Wu Gong, Patriarch Nine Nether, and Patriarch Earth Python stood side by side. An invisible pressure erupted from their bodies. After both parties placed their bets again, the stone statues in front of them lit up again. Just like before, there was also a wave of gravel shaking in the valley. Then a huge coliseum appeared in front of them. The entire Colosseum was emitting a bloody aura, and there were some flames surrounding it. It's actually the animal arena. Looks like we're in luck. A subordinate of Patriarch Wu Gong looked at the Colosseum in front of him and said excitedly, "That's right. With the strength of the ancestor and the others, wouldn't they be able to beat the demon race's main hall?" When Patriarch Wu Gong heard the voice behind him, a smile appeared on his face again. He said slowly to the bug on his shoulder, "Li Wushuang, good job. I'll arrange for a commander when we return." Unlike Patriarch Wu Gong, the people from the demon hall were looking at the Colosseum in front of them. Their expressions were not very good. To put it bluntly, this spirit beast arena was a place where one would continuously accept challenges from the other party after standing up. In the end, whoever could stand on top would win. Compared to the strength of both parties, the other party had 3 godly emperors while he only had 1. At this moment, Li Wushuang stood beside the Blue Luan with a happy expression on her face. His mission seemed to have been completed quite well. He would have someone to hug when he returned. Seeing the other party's gloomy expression, Patriarch Wu Gong glanced at Patriarch Earth Python. Following that, Patriarch Earth Python also jumped onto the Spirit Beast arena. Standing on the Colosseum, the aura of a godly emperor on Patriarch Earth Python's body was completely unleashed. At this moment, the experts from the demon race's main hall looked at the Earth Python ancestor in the Colosseum with gloomy expressions. The first battle had to be fought well, or else it would be a huge blow to morale. At this moment, the Blue Luan also intended to walk forward. Beside Li Taibai, the old hen looked at the Earth Python Patriarch in the Colosseum. He also said to Li Taibai, "Kid, I saw him. Catch him back for me to eat." Li Taibai scratched the back of his head after hearing the old hen's words. "Senior Phoenix, do you want to die or live? It's not easy to control the living." The old hen rolled her eyes at Li Taibai. "What do you think?" Seeing the hen's gaze, Li Taibai immediately walked forward. He jumped onto the Spirit Beast arena before the Blue Luan left. Seeing the hen behind him, Li Taibai heaved a sigh of relief. Senior Phoenix's gaze just now was clearly something that only appeared when she was fighting with Senior Black Tortoise. At this moment, Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates watched as Li Taibai jumped onto the Spirit Beast arena. This guy, how dare he? Does he think he can do whatever he wants just because he defeated Master Skyart? That's right. The ancestor will teach him how to behave later. Patriarch, kill him. The subordinates of Patriarch Earth Python and Patriarch Wu Gong shouted at the Colosseum. Don't be anxious. Young Master must have a certain degree of confidence when he goes up. We can't lose in terms of momentum. The Blue Luan said slowly, and then began to shout towards the Spirit Beast arena. Young Master, kill that snake on the other side. When we return, I'll give you the position of Great Elder. Yes, I can give you whatever you want. For a time, all kinds of voices interweaved together, and the god burial mountain range instantly became noisy. Patriarch Wu Gong looked at Li Taibai and smiled. Sure enough, Li Wushuang's bad luck was not just for show. It had brought this mortal along. Although this kid was a little strange when playing chess, he was still a little strange when it came to fighting. The Earth Python could definitely control him. Standing on the Colosseum, the Earth Python Patriarch looked at Li Taibai opposite him. A cold smile appeared on his face as he charged at Li Taibai. If the Patriarch makes a move, this kid will definitely die. It's not about the taste of his blood. I've never drunk Grandmaster's blood. An Earth Python ancestor subordinate looked at Li Taibai in the Colosseum and revealed an evil smile. Meanwhile, the people in the demon race's main hall held their breaths as they watched the Earth Python Patriarch attack. For a moment, everyone's attention was focused on the Spirit Beast arena. Looking at the incoming Ground Python ancestor, Li Taibai pulled out his sword and was about to attack. No, this snake shouldn't be able to withstand it. Li Taibai dodged to the side and dodged Patriarch Earth Python's attack. Bang! The strike missed, and the Ground Python ancestor also sent a wave of crushed stones flying on the ground. Good. The Earth Python Patriarch's attack missed, and the experts in the Demon Hall shouted. Chapter 385 Chapter 385, The Old Ancestor Will Kill Him, 1. Chapter 385, The Old Ancestor Will Kill Him, 1. God World, God Burial Mountain Range. Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates and Patriarch Earth Python's subordinates watched as Patriarch Earth Python's attack missed. A look of astonishment appeared on his face at first, and then one of the Earth Python Patriarch's subordinates said, "Forefather definitely doesn't want the battle to be so boring and wants to slowly torture him." That makes sense. The ancestor must be toying with that mortal. Otherwise, his blood would have been splattered on the spot. In front of them, Patriarch Wu Gong and Patriarch Nine Nether glanced at Li Taibai, who was in the Colosseum. Was this kid even weirder than Li Wushuang? The Earth Python ancestor also saw the anger in Li Taibai's eyes. "What did you say just now?" Li Taibai looked at the ground Python Patriarch and continued. "That's right, I still have to bring you back to fill Senior Phoenix's stomach." When the Earth Python Patriarch heard Li Taibai's words, he burst into laughter. "Brat, you think you can do it just because you dodged one attack, right? Let me tell you, you have successfully angered me. Senior Phoenix, go to hell. You will have everything after you die." Following which, the Earth Python Patriarch's quintessential essence also began to churn. Waves of poisonous fog emanated from his body. "What's going on? If you're angry, so be it. Why did you poison him?" Li Taibai looked at the Earth Python Patriarch and responded. Then, he brandished the sword in his hand and aimed it at Patriarch Earth Python. "I don't care. One strike will hit." As soon as Li Taibai finished speaking, a sharp sword light shot into the sky from his body. Bang! The sword light soared into the sky with an invincible might. Then, Li Taibai flew up into the sky and pointed his sword at Patriarch Earth Python below. The sword light flew toward him. How is this possible? This power is no weaker than some sword cultivators. Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates and Patriarch Earth Python's subordinates looked at Li Taibai in the sky and took a few steps back. Didn't they say that he was immortal? How could he have such strength? It must be an illusion, it must be an illusion. At this moment, the experts in the demi-human hall looked at Li Taibai in shock. The man in front of them held a sword god in his hand. He was like a sword god. The sharpness on his body made them not dare to look at him directly. At this moment, the first elder of the Green Phoenix slowly said to the people behind her, "Let me say this first. In the future, if anyone dares to be disrespectful to young master, see if I don't chop them up." At this moment, the experts from the demon race's main hall nodded in agreement. Who is it? If I see anyone disrespecting young master, I will chop them all up." At the same time, the sword ray directly passed through the poisonous fog and pierced through the body of the Earth Python Patriarch. Impossible. Patriarch Earth Python frantically condensed the quintessential essence in his body in an attempt to resist the sword chi in his body. "Since you're so ruthless, then let's die together." A dark green bead flew out from Patriarch Earth Python's body as soon as he finished speaking. "Is this a demonic beast inner core?" Li Taibai looked at Danzi and said slowly. At this moment, the hen's voice rang out in Li Taibai's mind. "Kid, I don't want that snake's corpse, just give me that bead. Also, hurry up and attack. Otherwise, if that pearl explodes, half of the people here will die." After the old hen's voice fell, the dark green bead in the air also showed signs of exploding. Then Li Taibai waved his hand at the pearl in the air. The bead landed steadily in his hand. A wave of sword light condensed in his hand, suppressing the restlessness in the bead. All of this happened in just a few seconds. At this moment, Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates and Patriarch Earth Python's subordinates were somewhat dumbfounded. He looked at the motionless old ancestor Earth Python lying on the Colosseum. Also, Li Taibai had just taken his inner core. An ancestor swallowed his saliva and said in fear, "Not human, not human." The godly emperor, synonymous with invincibility, had actually been killed. For a moment, some of Patriarch Earth Python's subordinates wanted to run back. "Everyone come back. It's not over yet. That kid is just a little strange." Patriarch Wu Gong waved his hand, and a gust of wind flew out from his sleeve. It sucked back the subordinates of the Earth Python Patriarch who wanted to escape. At this moment, old Ancestor Nine Nether walked out from the side. "What are you panicking for? I think that kid must have some kind of celestial artifact on him. Now, it's just a fox using the tiger's might." As soon as he finished speaking, Patriarch Wu Gong jumped into the Colosseum. His gaze continued to sweep across Li Taibai's body, but there was still no aura. If you think that you can rely on a celestial artifact to intimidate others, then I advise you to put away your thoughts. Because I'm going to let your family experience what true terror is. Patriarch Wu Gong looked at Li Taibai and said slowly. At this moment, the subordinates of the old ground python ancestor nodded thoughtfully. Then he raised his fist and shouted into the Colosseum. Lord Wu Gong, kill that kid and teach him a lesson. Avenge the ancestor. Yes, kill him and avenge the ancestor. After the shouts from Patriarch Earth Python subordinates, the morale of Patriarch Wu Gong's side soared. At this moment, the first elder of the Green Phoenix also extended her hand and waved at the people behind her. Everyone cheer for young master. We can't let them down. For a moment, the entire arena was filled with cheers. In the Spirit Beast arena, Li Taibai looked at Patriarch Wu Gong across from him, then turned to look at the old hen by the side of the arena. After Phoenix saw Li Taibai, she waved her hand and said nothing. It seems that Senior Phoenix doesn't like this fellow. Li Taibai muttered to himself and then swung his sword at Patriarch Wu Gong. Yes, he's bluffing. Patriarch Wu Gong looked at Li Taibai's unremarkable sword and snorted. Then, the true essence in his body also surged. A pale yellow smoke rose up in the sky, accompanied by rolling thunder. This is the ancestor's famous technique, the black-yellow fog sea. That kid will definitely die this time. That's right. The ancestor's move killed a god emperor back then. That kid will definitely die. That's right, you brat who relies on the celestial artifact to act tough. Go to hell. Looking at the power in the sky, Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates slowly said. At this moment, Li Taibai was also looking at Patriarch Wu Gong. What are you pretending for? Let me do it. As soon as he finished speaking, Li Taibai raised his sword and swung it at Patriarch Wu Gong. Chapter 386, Chapter 386. The Demon Race's Main Hall Expands, 1. Chapter 386. The Demon Race's Main Hall Expands, 1. Divine Realm, God Burial Mountain Ranges Beast Arena. Li Taibai looked at Patriarch Wu Gong who was standing opposite him. Sharp sword chi was also gushing out from his head. Bang! The sword light shone brightly and directly broke through Patriarch Wu Gong's black-yellow fog sea. Then billions of sword rays attacked Patriarch Wu Gong. Impossible. Didn't the ancestor say that the kid used a special immortal artifact just now? How can there be such a terrifying sword intent? It's fine. The ancestor also used his famous ultimate technique. That kid can't withstand it. Meanwhile, in the Spirit Beast arena, Patriarch Wu Gong was looking at Li Taibai. There was also the oncoming sword light. His eyes were already filled with fear. Impossible, how could the fog sea be penetrated? As soon as Patriarch Wu Gong finished speaking, he no longer hesitated. Faint yellow true essence rose from her body, and a few spiritual weapons appeared in her hands. Instantly, a defensive barrier formed in front of him. While he was using the defensive barrier to block, Patriarch Wu Gong's figure also shot out of the Colosseum. Whoosh! The defensive barrier created by Patriarch Wu Gong only lasted for a few seconds. The defensive shield shattered. The sword beam followed behind Patriarch Wu Gong like a tracking missile. No! Patriarch Wu Gong let out a blood-curdling shriek in midair as he watched the approaching sword aura. Following that, the sword ray pierced through his body, and his body exploded with a bang. Blood rained down on the Colosseum. Patriarch Wu Gong had died. Looking at the blood rain falling from the sky, everyone present widened their mouths. Patriarch Wu Gong? Patriarch Wu Gong was also dead. He was a monster, a monster. Run. Patriarch Wu Gong's subordinates and Patriarch Earth Python's subordinates looked at the blood-red sky. After a while, a voice sounded from the crowd. Then everyone fled to the back. At the same time, Old Master Nine Nether looked at Li Taibai with fear in his eyes. You're the peerless swordsman. As he muttered to himself, Old Ancestor Juyo also looked at the blood ram in the sky. His body turned into a huge black bird and fled out of the God Burial Mountain range. Meanwhile, the experts in the Demon Race Hall looked at Li Taibai in the air as if they were looking at a god. We won, we won. The experts of the Demon Palace looked at the retreating figures of Old Ancestor Nine Nether and the others and shouted. At the same time, the few complete tokens landed in front of the Blue Luan. Looking at the few tokens in her hands, the Blue Luan's eyes were also filled with disbelief. Is our Demon Race's main hall expanding? The first elder of the Blue Phoenix came to the side of the Blue Phoenix and looked at the token in the Blue Phoenix's hand as he slowly said. As for the experts in the Demon Hall, they cheered. Looking at Li Taibai, his eyes were filled with fanaticism. Li Taibai felt a little embarrassed when he realized that he was being watched by so many people. He scratched his head and jumped up. He went to the old hen's side and took out the pearl from his interspatial ring. "Senior Phoenix, the pearl you wanted." An kid did well. The old hen opened her mouth and swallowed the pearl in one gulp. Then he burped and said slowly to Li Taibai. Li Taibai looked at the group of people around him and gave a look to the blue Luan. Then the blue Luan walked over and slowly said to everyone, "Everyone, don't keep surrounding young master. Young master just finished fighting and needs to rest." The experts from the demon race main hall nodded in agreement after hearing what the blue Luan said. First Elder Blue Phoenix walked over alone and greeted everyone. "Everyone disperse. Young master is going to rest. If you disturb his rest, you'll be in trouble." Then Taizhuang echoed, "Master, since old ancestor Nine Nether and the others have left, we have to go back too. Why don't we let young master rest on the spirit ship?" The green Luan nodded in agreement when it heard Taizhuang's words. At this moment, the old hen also slowly transmitted her voice to Li Taibai. "Brat, don't forget what your master likes. Although those demonic beasts are nothing in master's eyes, they can still be used as a snack." After being reminded by the old hen, Li Taibai also came to a realization. Following which, he slowly said to the green phoenix and the others, "Why don't we bring those demon beasts back? My master likes them." He saw Li Taibai pointing in the direction of Patriarch Wu Gong. The blue phoenix first elder also understood something. Then he shouted at everyone, "Those Wu Gong underground palaces people are bloodthirsty. Young master wants to bring them back. Everyone hurry up and do it." After first elder Green Phoenix's voice sounded, countless demon clans main hall's Changzhe flew over. The blue Luan also bowed to the stone statue of the demon ancestor. She naturally knew what would happen to Patriarch Wu Gong. Soon, with the help of the experts in the demon race Mam Hall, the Green Phoenix and the others slowly appeared at the periphery of the God Burial Mountain range. The spirit ship they came from was already filled with the corpses of Patriarch Wu Gong and the other demon beasts. Looking at the spirit ship filled with the corpses of the demon beasts in Wu Gong's underground palace, Li Taibai nodded in satisfaction. Then he walked into the room on the spirit ship. After Green Luan and the others finished packing, they also planned to rush back to the demon race's main hall. Soon after, the entire God Burial Mountain range returned to silence as the Green Phoenix and the others' spirit ships left. After the two groups left, Li Wushuang slowly walked out from behind a rock. He clutched his chest and looked in the direction where the spirit ship had left. "Fortunately, I obtained it quickly. Otherwise, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to see myself now. No, although Wu Gong is dead, I still have to go back and treasure them. Otherwise, when the Demon Hall takes over the territory of Wu Gong's underground palace, won't I die?" Li Wushuang made some calculations in her mind, and then she took off and flew toward Wu Gong's underground palace like a streak of light. On the other side, after leaving the God Burial Mountain range, old ancestor Nine Nether also looked in the direction of the God Burial Mountain range with lingering fear. "Ancestor, what should we do now? The token of Abysmal Palace, where should we go?" One of the subordinates of old ancestor Jiyo looked at him dejectedly. At this moment, old ancestor Nine Nether glanced at him and said coldly, "Don't worry, let's go back to Nine Nether Palace first." As soon as he finished speaking, old ancestor Nine Nether turned around and flew into the distance. "Follow the ancestor." Old ancestor Nine Nether's subordinates looked at each other and followed. At this moment, the spirit ships of the Green Phoenix and the others slowly arrived above the demon race's main hall. Chapter 387 Chapter 387. Can I eat Senior's Feast? _1. Chapter 387. Can I eat Senior's Feast? _1. Divine Realm, above the demon race's main hall. The Blue Luan controlled the spirit ship and looked down. Then the Blue Luan said to Li Taibai, "Young master, let's go to that senior's courtyard first. Send this food to senior first." The Blue Luan looked at the corpses of Wu Gong's underground palace in front of her with a strange expression. "Ah, are we going to meet young master's master? I'm so excited. He must be an expert. That's for sure. If young master's go skills are better than that sky art. Masters, then if young master's master isn't an expert, then what is he? Right, hurry up and take a look at senior's appearance." At this moment, Li Taibai heard the whispers of the crowd and slowly said to them, "Everyone, it's fine if you want to see my master, but I have something to remind you of." Li Taibai's tone was serious as he spoke. Everyone listened attentively to Li Taibai's words. Then, Li Taibai stood in front of everyone and said slowly, "My master is currently playing around in the mortal world, tempering his heart in the mortal world. So, everyone can follow me to see master later, but you have to pay attention to this matter. Don't delay master's cultivation." Hearing Li Taibai's words, the experts in the demon race hall slowly nodded. Young master's strength must have reached an unimaginable level. Now he needs to temper his heart and experience life in the mortal world. Yes, I've also heard that after some invincible experts reach a certain realm, they like to play in the mortal world. That makes sense. No wonder he can teach such an outstanding disciple. We have to be careful later. When the expert from the demon race main hall said this, everyone nodded their heads. Soon they arrived outside Xiao Changtian's courtyard. At this moment, Xiao Changtian was resting in the courtyard when he heard Cici's handsome voice. Instead, he slowly said to Mo Ba and the others, "Go out and welcome them. Tai Bai and the others should be back." After Mo Ba and the others heard Xiao Changtian's words, they also responded to him. "All right, senior." Following that, a few monster guards and Mo Ba walked out of the door. As soon as he walked out of the door, he saw the experts in the demon race hall carrying a demon beast on their backs. At this moment, a few demon guards also saw the Blue Luan. "My lord." Upon seeing them, the Blue Luan nodded at them. Then Xiao Changtian saw the demonic beasts on their shoulders. Xiao Changtian was also happy. It seemed that Tai Bai did a good job. Not only did he find the people in the courtyard, but he also brought back so much food. This time he did not have to worry too much. Then Xiao Changtian slowly said to them, "Everyone is back from hunting." Hearing Xiao Changtian's words, even though everyone was prepared, they were still stunned. Then Tai Zhuang took the lead and said, "Yes, senior. We just met young master and followed him back from hunting." After hearing Tai Zhuang's words, the others also reacted. They all nodded at Xiao Changtian. "Yes, senior. We just came back from hunting." After saying that, everyone followed Tai Zhuang and placed the demon beast on his shoulder in the courtyard. Xiao Changtian looked at them and nodded in satisfaction. It seemed that Tai Bai had understood what he said, but he still had to see how the old hen was doing. If he were to die and be eaten by some ferocious beast, wouldn't his path to invincibility be ruined? With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian walked up to Li Taibai. She patted his shoulder and said slowly, "Tai Bai, you did well this time." Hearing Xiao Changtian's words, Li Taibai smiled embarrassedly and said to Xiao Changtian, "No, master taught me well." Seeing Li Taibai's humble look, Xiao Changtian nodded in satisfaction. Then she slowly said to him, "Where's the old hen?" Hearing Xiao Changtian's words, Li Taibai hurriedly took out the old hen's food from behind him. Gulp, gulp, gulp. The old hen was held in Li Taibai's hand and immediately let out a few grunts. She heard the old hen's grunting and the way her wings were flapping. Xiao Changtian smiled and took it from Li Taibai. "It looks like you're still alive and kicking. You're not injured." Xiao Changtian looked at the old hen in his hand and after confirming that there was no problem, he placed it on the ground. Then Xiao Changtian said to the others, "Since everyone's harvest this time is so rich, why don't we make a feast? It's also a reward for everyone." This time, the people in this courtyard had spent a lot of manpower to catch that little bird. He had to give them a big meal as a reward. When the experts in the Demon Clan Hall heard Xiao Changtian's words, they also shouted, "Thank you, senior." There were even a few experts from the demon race's main hall gathered together. What do you think of senior's food? Will it allow him to advance several major realms and soar into the sky? Don't tell me there's really such a possibility. I'm really looking forward to it. While they were discussing, the Blue Luan's voice sounded in the courtyard. "Senior, this is something I bought from the town. Everyone eat it while it's hot." As soon as the Blue Luan finished speaking, a few demon guards from Nine Nether pulled a few wooden carriages in. These were the orders that the Blue Luan had given in advance when they were on the spirit ship. He also knew that Xiao Changtian was cultivating his heart in the mortal world, so he sent someone to buy some porridge from the town of mortals. Looking at the steaming cars, Xiao Changtian sighed in his heart. He had originally planned to cook a feast. However, this Blue Luan was very diligent. She even went to the town to buy porridge. Life wasn't easy for her. It was obvious that they had built these cars themselves. They did not look like they were of good quality. He had come here and had even made others spend money. Walking to the side of the car, Xiao Changtian slowly said to the Blue Luan, "Sorry for the trouble." Hearing Xiao Changtian's words, the Green Phoenix was overwhelmed. Then he ordered his subordinates to distribute the porridge. Although the things of mortals were not of much significance to them, they were for the sake of their senior's cultivation. Those demon beasts also began to eat. It seemed that senior's feast was ruined. The experts of the demon race's main hall looked at the white rice porridge and thought to themselves. At this moment, Xiao Changtian was also drinking a mouthful of porridge. There was no smell. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian took out a few bottles of seasoning from his interspatial ring. "Give this to everyone to add some flavor." Chapter 388 Chapter 388, Are we flying in the sky? Senior, are you? Chapter 388, Are we flying in the sky? Senior, are you? Asking us to attack Nine Nether Palace. Divine Realm in the courtyard. The Blue Luan looked at the bottles in Xiao Changtian's hands and nodded. Then he waved his hand and called a few people over. He helped Xiao Changtian distribute the condiments. In order to entertain him, he went to the town to buy porridge. He also had to express his opinion. Soon, some experts from the Demon Race Hall added some seasonings to their bowls. Xiao Changtian himself was the same. He took the bottle in his hand and added a few drops into his bowl. After stirring it, the entire white rice porridge turned pale yellow. This was soy sauce that he had made based on his experience in his previous life. It was a necessity for eating plain porridge. Xiao Changtian took a sip of it himself. He missed the days in his previous life. At this moment, an expert from the demon race's main hall also exclaimed, "Wow, I broke through." Then, when he felt Xiao Changtian's gaze, he immediately changed his words. "It's too delicious." Xiao Changtian nodded in satisfaction when he saw the reaction of the expert from the Demon Clan Hall. It seemed that the taste of this immortal cultivator was similar to his previous life. "I like rice porridge mixed with soy sauce." When the other experts of the demon race's main hall heard his words, they also seemed to understand something. They all followed suit and added a little more soy sauce to themselves. For a moment, the plain porridge that was originally only eaten by mortals had become a spiritual medicine in their eyes. This is even more useful than the 10,000-year-old spirit herbs I have at home. My previous injuries have all healed. What? You actually have a collection of 10,000-year-old spirit herbs at home? Then eat less and give me the porridge. For a time, the noisy voices of the experts in the demon race main hall also sounded in the main hall. At this moment, Monkey and the Hen walked to Xiao Changtian's side and pointed at the porridge. To them, Xiao Changtian's food was a great tonic. Xiao Changtian smiled and walked over. He saw that there were still some cars left. He also found a basin and left a bowl for them. Then he added some soy sauce. Following that, the old hen and the divine monkey started to shout wildly. "I really miss the old days." Seeing the hen and the divine monkey, Xiao Changtian sighed with emotion. On the other hand, Tai Zhuang's aura was also rising due to the porridge he had. Reaching the peak of the God Emperor realm was only a step away from the God Emperor realm. Hearing Xiao Changtian's words, he asked boldly, "Senior, you used to drink this often?" Tai Zhuang's words attracted everyone's attention. "Yeah, look at them. When I brought them around before, I often made them drink this." Xiao Changtian replied. He recalled that in his previous life, the leftovers at home were all used to feed the chickens. There were also other small animals and they all liked them very much. When Tai Zhuang and the others heard Xiao Changtian's words, they also looked at the old hen and monkey. They also knew that the old hen was in Li Taibai's hands. However, because Li Taibai was too dazzling, they paid special attention to the old hen. It was Li Taibai's hobby to keep a hen by his side. Looking over, he realized that a phoenix with an endless fire domain burning around its body slowly appeared in his mind. The flames covered the entire void as if they wanted to devour everything. At this moment, the divine monkey's golden figure stood proudly on the flames. His body carried a sacred and inviolable aura. Was this a phoenix? Senior Divine Monkey? Seeing the divine monkey and the old hen eating porridge, The experts of the demon race's main hall were shocked. Recalling what Xiao Changtian had just said, the scene of Xiao Changtian leading the phoenix and the divine monkey to conquer the heavens appeared in their minds. Senior, why did you cultivate your heart in the mortal world? It's probably because you're invincible in the heavens and feel lonely. You wanted to experience a different life in the mortal world. After all, the phoenix and the divine monkey were invincible existences in the divine realm. Then, as their master's senior, he must be almost invincible in the heavens. Xiao Changtian scratched his head when he saw everyone looking at him with infatuation. It was not appropriate for him to elaborate on this. After all, it was in his previous life and was completely different from here. This was the world of the immortal cultivators. There were no computers or game consoles here. Only the bookstore that he opened could understand why he wrote a few books based on the novels from his previous life. At this moment, Xiao Changtian also saw the demonic beasts that were carried back from the courtyard. Let's tidy up. Xiao Changtian came in front of the demonic beasts and started to sort them with the experts of the demon clan. The experts from the demon race's main hall also scrambled to help. Senior, let me help you. Don't fight with me. As he spoke, an expert from the demon race main hall squeezed the people beside him. I'm not tired. If you want to rest, go rest yourself. I'll help Senior. Xiao Changtian shook his head when he saw their expressions. The people in this courtyard were indeed more simple and honest in the mountains. Very quickly, the group had finished sorting these demonic beasts according to Xiao Changtian's requirements. Looking at the beasts in front of him, Xiao Changtian pointed at the centipedes. Forget about these little bugs. Take them and throw them away. Most of the demon beasts in Wugong's underground palace were insects, so there were more of them. On the other hand, there were quite a number of large animals on Patriarch Earth Python's side. The Earth Bear and the Big Tiger were left behind by Xiao Changtian. The experts from the Demon Clan Hall nodded in agreement. It seems that Senior also feels that this Wugong underground palace has done many evil things and it's not good to have karma with them. No, it should be that they were not worthy of Senior's karma. Then Xiao Changtian slowly said, There are some on the ground but there are fewer in the sky. The people in this courtyard had brought so many insects and the little bird they had found previously. It seemed that he had a special liking for flying in the air. However, it was indeed difficult to attract those flying in the sky with an old hen as a lure. While Xiao Changtian was speaking, the experts from the demon clan also started to ponder. Senior, are you trying to explain something to us? Flying in the sky? Senior, are you telling us to attack Nine Darkness Palace? I think so. After all, we also had a grudge with Nine Darkness Palace in the God Burial Mountain Range. We should take advantage of the time when we were taking over the territory to destroy them. After the increase in strength, the group was filled with fighting spirit. After the expert from the Demon Race main hall finished his analysis, the other experts from the Demon Race main hall nodded. Then they all looked at the Blue Luan with questioning eyes. After a short moment of thought, the Blue Luan replied to the people in the Demon Race hall. I think everyone's words are reasonable. With Senior around, we don't need to fear anything. According to the agreement in the God Burial Mountain Range, our Demon Race main hall will expand from here on. The first place to collect it is Abysmal Palace. Chapter 389 Chapter 389 Nine Darkness Palace, Sword Emperor's younger brother, Sword Immortal. Chapter 389 Nine Darkness Palace, Sword Emperor's younger brother, Sword Immortal. In the Divine Realm, a dark castle. The castle was covered by dark clouds, and the sun could not shine directly. Above the castle were three large words, Nine Darkness Palace. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. A few figures landed in front of the castle. They were none other than Old Ancestor Nine Nether and the others who had escaped from the God Burial Mountain Range. As soon as Old Ancestor Nine Nether and the others landed, a few guards of Nine Nether walked over. My lord. The few Netherworld guards bowed to Old Ancestor Nine Nether. Pass on my order. Summon all the Nine Nether elders outside and tell them that something big has happened. Old Ancestor Juyo looked at the guards in front of him and said slowly, "Oh right, activate the palace protection array. Without my order, no one is allowed to enter." All right, master. After hearing Old Ancestor Nine Nether's order, the few Netherworld guards turned into a whirlwind and flew out. After entering the hall, Old Ancestor Nine Nether and a few elders looked at the empty hall. Looking at the air around him, old ancestor Jiryo's eyes flashed. Then he made a gesture to Elder Nine Nether behind him. Be careful, this palace is unusual. The true essence in old ancestor Jiryo's body flowed slowly and some black gas flowed out of his hand. Who dares to trespass my abysmal palace? A Nine Nether elder looked at the surrounding hall and shouted. Whoosh! As soon as the elder of Nine Nether finished speaking, a sword ray flew out from the side. Sword again? Could it be that mortal? When one of the Nine Nether elders saw the sword ray, his body trembled instinctively. Then the abysmal elder was about to escape from abysmal palace. Useless, come back. The black gas in old ancestor Jiryo's hand turned into a saber beam and slashed at the oncoming sword chi. Bang! The sword radiance and the saber radiance collided, immediately causing a loud sound in the hall. Then a suction force erupted from old ancestor Nine Nether's palm. The elder who wanted to escape from abysmal palace was sucked back. Although this sword energy is sharp, it is not that mortal. As soon as Patriarch Nine Nether finished speaking, a few sword rays suddenly appeared in the surrounding space. They charged towards the direction of old ancestor Nine Nether and the others. You must be trying to hit me when I'm down. Unfortunately, my Nine Nether palace is not something that anyone can step on. Looking at the sword rays, old ancestor Jiryo leaped up. The true essence in his body churned and instantly dispersed the sword chi. At the same time, the stone statues in the hall also turned into pieces of gravel. Old ancestor Nine Nether, everyone else is kicking you when you're down, but I'm here to help you. As this voice fell bang, there was a loud noise in the hall. Then waves of sword chi rose in the hall. Green Lotus Sword Formation. The sword chi in the hall surrounded old ancestor Jiryo for a moment. Suddenly, sharp swords formed by sword chi flew down from the sky above old ancestor Nine Nether and the others. Old Master Nine Nether snorted coldly. Then, black quintessential essence rose from his body. A huge black eagle formed above his head. The black eagle let out a cry and met the sharp swords. For a moment, the sharp sword and the black eagle were both annihilated. Is this how you help me? Old ancestor Jiryo said as he looked in the direction of the throne. Haha, what do you think? A figure walked out from behind the throne. Old ancestor Jiryo said when he saw this figure. Sword Emperor's younger brother, Sword Immortal? I never thought that after so many years, there would still be someone in the divine realm who remembers my name. The figure carried a huge sword on his back and looked at old ancestor Jiryo in front of him as he said self-deprecatingly. Then, his figure changed in the hall and arrived beside old ancestor Nine Nether. I didn't expect that someone in your generation would become an emperor. God. It seems that the fate of your Nine Nether clan is endless. Sword Emperor walked in front of old ancestor Jiryo and said slowly. Ancestor, this is the person on the genealogy? Sword Emperor. One of the Nine Nether elders said to old ancestor Nine Nether slowly when he saw Sword Emperor. The Sword Emperor in front of him was dressed in white and had a huge sword on his back. There was an extraordinary aura between his brows. It was exactly the same as what was recorded in the genealogy. Upon hearing Elder Nine Nether's words, old ancestor Nine Nether nodded slowly. Yes, this is the master of our ancestors, one of the 10 generals of the divine court of the human race, the younger brother of the Sword Emperor, Sword Immortal. Good. Nine Darkness Palace is saved. With our ancestor here, Nine Darkness Palace is saved. After hearing old ancestor Nine Nether's words, the elders were all excited. Then they all knelt down before the Sword Immortal. Get up. I'm here to help you solve the problem of Nine Darkness Palace. After all, you guys are doing a good job guarding the forbidden area of Nine Darkness Palace. Upon hearing Sword Immortal's words, old ancestor Jiryo immediately took a step forward. Sword Immortal, don't worry. We have always been heavily guarded by the guards of the forbidden area. No one will discover us. At this moment old Master Nine Nether paused. However, Nine Darkness Palace has already lost to the demon race's main hall in the God Burial Mountain range. What demon race hall? After so many years in the divine realm, can it be compared to the past? I'll kill anyone who comes. I heard that you guys even lost to a mortal. Upon hearing Sword Immortal's words, old ancestor Jiryo slowly responded. One think that mortal is an expert who has hidden his aura. His strength might be even stronger than mine. Stronger than you? Who do you think you are? When Sword Immortal heard old ancestor Jiyo's words, a burst of sword chi burst out from his body. You God Monarch realm experts can be compared to our era. Do you really think you can fight me just now? As soon as he finished speaking, the Sword Immortal waved his sleeve. Then he flew backward. At the same time, a jade pendant appeared on his body. Take this with you. Your oath under the God Burial Mountain range can be temporarily blocked. The Sword Immortal said slowly. That monster race main hall wants to defeat me by relying on mortals, even if it's some hidden expert. I'll also kill him under my feet and let him see what the true Tao of the sword is. As he spoke, the Sword Immortal straightened his body, and a sharp sword intent shot out from his body. Sensing the sword intent, the 9 Nether Elders knelt down before him. With Senior Sword Immortal here, our 9 Darkness Palace still has hope. That mortal brat, since he dares to come, we must teach him a lesson. Also, we must make them return Abysmal Palace to us. Chapter 390 Breaking the Contract Heavenly Tao. Chapter 390 Breaking the Contract Heavenly Tao. Descends? _I. Divine World, outside the demon race's Great Hall. First Elder Blue Phoenix walked to the front of everyone. Each of them carried a spirit weapon. Does everyone know the purpose of this trip? This time Senior wants us to go to 9 Darkness Palace's territory. Everyone stay alert. After saying that, the Blue Phoenix First Elder took the lead and flew towards Abysmal Palace. Following that, the group of experts from the demon race's main hall followed behind. At the same time, Xiao Changtian and the Blue Luan were also repairing the courtyard. In the corner of the courtyard, the Old Hen and the Divine Monkey were walking together. Monkey, do you think those people in the demon race hall can complete the mission given by Master? I don't know, but I plan to go over and help. The Divine Monkey glanced at the Old Hen and slowly walked to the side. You're right if you want to help. If those people don't complete Master's mission, it won't be good if Master is unhappy. But why are you so enthusiastic this time? The Old Hen seemed to have thought of something and saw the Divine Monkey disappearing into the air. You're so proactive. Don't tell me that you're doing this because Master will bring you out next time. As she thought about it, the Old Hen felt that it was more and more possible. With a flash, he flew in the direction of the Divine Monkey. On the other side, the guard of the Netherworld looked into the distance. That's the flag of the demon race's main hall. They're here to take over the territory. Hurry up and report to Master. A guard of the Netherworld looked at the flag in the distance and said slowly to the people around him. Soon, in 9 Nether Palace, old ancestor 9 Nether also received a message from 9 Nether's guard. He bowed to the Sword Immortal on the throne and arrived outside Abysmal Palace in a flash. First Elder Blue Phoenix came to the periphery of Abysmal Palace. Looking at old ancestor Abysmal, she took out a token. Old ancestor 9 Remoteness, have you forgotten about the God Burial Mountain? When they arrived at 9 Darkness Palace's territory, First Elder Blue Phoenix and the others were also doing well. Basically, as long as they showed the token in their hands, the generals of the Netherworld territory would automatically surrender. Arriving in front of Abysmal Palace, First Elder Blue Phoenix also took out the token of Abysmal Palace. On the other side, when old ancestor 9 Nether saw the token in the hand of the First Elder of the Blue Phoenix, he was shocked. He chuckled, looked at the other party and waved his hand. Where's that Blue Luan? Why isn't he here? No matter what, taking over my 9 Darkness Palace's territory has to be a little more formal. Master has more important things to do, so we'll take them. Hearing old ancestor 9 Nether's words, First Elder Blue Phoenix snorted coldly. The Blue Luan is currently accompanying Senior in the courtyard. How could she have the time to pay attention to you? Old ancestor 9 Nether, don't beat around the bush. Hurry up and hand over your territory. Otherwise, are you going to go against the bet of the God Burial Mountain range? When she said this, First Elder Blue Phoenix even deliberately emphasized her tone. After all, no matter what force it was in the Demon Beast sector, it was more or less related to the ancestors of the buried God Mountain range. If 9 Darkness Palace dared to violate the bet on God Burial Mountain range, they would not only be punished by the Heavenly Tao. Even in the Demon Beast world, they would be looked down upon by various factions. Oh, I'm just like you said. You've taken so much of the Netherworld territory, so in the end you can leave my castle to me. Hearing old ancestor 9 Nether's words, the Blue Phoenix First Elder's expression changed. Old Ancestor Nine Nether, do you know what you're talking about? Do you know what the consequences are? After hearing Great Elder Blue Phoenix's words, Old Ancestor Nine Nether also held the jade pendant that Sword Immortal had given him in his hand. Of course. Very good. The Blue Phoenix First Elder said slowly, and then his figure shot out. Whoosh. Green vital essence slowly gathered in his hand, and then he attacked Old Master Nine Nether. Although she was not an Emperor God now, as long as Old Ancestor Jiryo attacked her, she would be able to kill him. They would suffer the backlash of the oath they had made back then and finally be attacked by the Heavenly Tao. Old Ancestor Jiryo smiled as he looked at First Elder Kingian, who was approaching him. With a flash she dodged his attack. The elders of Abysmal Palace behind him saw the First Elder of the Blue Phoenix attack. He also knew that the arrow was already on the bow and had no choice but to shoot. Ancestor, good job. This demon race hall is so greedy. They won so much territory from us and are still not satisfied. That's right. Do you have to kill us all? The people from the demon race hall are too despicable. Hearing the curses of the 9 Darkness Palace elders, the First Elder of the Green Phoenix sneered. Then, his figure flashed and he continued to attack Elder Nine Nether. However, Elder Nine Nether did not dodge again. A burst of black true essence lit up on his body as he waved his hand at the First Elder of the Green Phoenix. A black saber light attacked him. Bang! The Blue Phoenix First Elder was hit by the saber light as expected, and then his body flew down. 9 Darkness Palace shameless. You can't afford to gamble, can you? That's right. Are you going back on your word now? They saw that Old Ancestor Nine Nether really dared to attack the Great Elder of the Blue Phoenix. The experts of the demon race's main hall also began to attack him. Along with their voices, there was a thunderous sound in the sky. Boom, boom, boom. Look, Abysmal Palace has angered the Heavenly Tao. That's right, isn't it normal for 9 Darkness Palace to be punished by the Heavenly Tao for doing this? The experts from the demon race's main hall looked at the heavenly lightning in the sky and were also excited. At this moment, Old Ancestor Jiryo looked at the heavenly lightning in the sky and crushed the jade pendant. The jade pendant shattered into powder and scattered on Old Ancestor Jiryo's body. At the same time, the heavenly lightning that was about to descend on Old Master Nine Nether's body seemed to have lost its direction. After wandering in the air for a while, the dark clouds in the sky slowly dissipated. At this moment, the 9 Nether Elders also raised their hands. Look, aren't the experts of the demon race hall greedy? Even the Heavenly Tao has forgiven us. What else do you want? Hurry up and retreat. An elder of 9 Nether also straightened his body and walked in front of them. He said to the people in the demon palace opposite him. At this moment, First Elder Green Phoenix also stood up from the ground. Looking up at the sky, it was obvious that the powder that Old Ancestor Jiryo had just scattered on his body had resisted the Heavenly Tao. Abysmal Palace seems to have quite a strong foundation. In midair, Monkey looked down at Old Ancestor Jiryo and said slowly. At this moment, the old hen rushed to Monkey's side and slapped him. Damned Monkey, why didn't you call me if there was something good? Stop patting old hen. Are you looking for a beating? Monkey shook his hand and said slowly as he looked at Old Ancestor Nine Nether below. What's there to see? It's just that the Heavenly Tao here is too weak, so it's bewitched by such a low-level thing. The old hen followed Monkey's gaze and said disdainfully. Chapter 391 Chapter 391. Is the Heavenly Tao afraid? Chapter 391. Is the Heavenly Tao afraid? Divine World, Abysmal Palace. Monkey looked at the heavenly lightning in the sky and placed his hand on his chin. He slowly said, "It's better to have some fun. Otherwise it'll be too boring." When the old hen heard Monkey's words, she said slowly to him, "Damned Monkey, how are you going to play?" Hearing that they were going to play, the old hen became interested. At this moment, the First Elder of the Blue Phoenix was also a little angry as she looked at Old Ancestor Nine Nether in the sky. Don't think that you can hide the Heavenly Tao. If you deceive the Heavenly Tao, you will suffer retribution. After hearing the words of the First Elder of the Blue Phoenix sect, Old Ancestor Jiryo laughed out loud. Heavenly Tao, isn't Heavenly Tao above me? Why didn't you come down and hit me? It means that my abysmal underground palace shouldn't be destroyed. Demon Race Hall, let us go. We will leave here and live in peace. After all, he did not know how long sword immortals could hide from the heavenly Tao. If the heavenly lightning suddenly fell, he might not be able to block it. As old ancestor Nine Nether's words fell, the dark clouds in the sky churned. Then, the originally lost heavenly lightning seemed to have found its direction again. A bolt of heavenly lightning flew towards old ancestor Nine Nether below. When the heavenly lightning struck, old master Nine Nether frowned. Then, his figure flashed and a bolt of lightning fell where he was originally. Bang! A huge pit appeared on the ground where the lightning struck. As soon as he stabilized himself, the next bolt of lightning struck. At this moment, old ancestor Nine Nether had no time to dodge. The true essence on his body gathered, and a black circular barrier enveloped him. Bang! The heavenly thunder struck the shield and suddenly made a loud sound. At this moment, the experts in the demon clan's main hall also said to old ancestor Nine Nether, who was in the sky, "Look, this old ancestor Jiyo deceived the heavenly Tao just now. Now, heavenly Tao is angry and has suffered retribution." That's right. This old man still wants to kidnap us morally. Unlike the experts in the demon clan's main hall, the Nine Nether elders looked nervous. "Ancestor, what happened?" Elder Nine Nether, who was a little nervous, asked old ancestor Nine Nether slowly. At this moment, the true essence in old ancestor Nine Nether's body was constantly being sent out. He was maintaining the shield outside, but it looked like it was about to collapse. The Blue Phoenix First Elder's figure exploded from below and blasted towards the shield. Bang! With the attack of the Blue Phoenix First Elder, the shield of old ancestor Jiyo was also shattered. The shield shattered, and a hint of fear appeared in old ancestor Jiyo's eyes as he looked at the lightning bolts that were a few feet away. "Save me, sword immortal. Save me, sword immortal." Nine Nether Palace. Old ancestor Nine Nether shouted in the direction of Nine Nether Palace. At this moment, Monkey, who was in midair, was also scratching his body. "Oh, so there's another one. No wonder he dares to fight against the heavenly Tao." As soon as Monkey finished speaking, the heavenly lightning in front of old ancestor Jiyo exploded. It shattered into pieces and dissipated between heaven and earth. Then, a figure slowly appeared in front of old ancestor Nine Nether. Sword chi constantly appeared around him, forming a sword array in the air. It collided with the heavenly lightning in the sky. "So many years have passed. You're no longer the heavenly Tao of the past." The sword immortal looked up at the sky as if he was recalling something. "So, you can't kill the person I'm going to put down today?" The heavenly Tao in the sky seemed to have heard his words as countless dark clouds gathered from all directions. It formed an even bigger dark cloud in the sky. Following that, an even bigger and thicker bolt of lightning struck the sword immortal. "The sword immortal has appeared. With the sword immortal protecting us, our abysmal palace is safe." That's right. With the ancestors around, our abysmal palace will not fall. "Senior, please attack and repel the people from the demon race's main hall." Following which, the experts from Nine Nether Palace knelt down in the direction of the sword immortal. At this moment, the sword immortal also casually swept his gaze below. With a push of his hand, a huge sword array also met the attack. The sword array and the heavenly lightning continued to intertwine. The sword immortal then waved his hand at the other experts in the demon hall. A sword chi flew towards them. "Everyone be careful." First Elder Green Phoenix looked at the sword immortal who had suddenly appeared with a solemn expression. He came to the front of the experts in the demon race hall and brought them to condense their true essence. "Form the formation." The first elder of the Green Phoenix shouted and then led the experts of the demon hall to condense a true essence wall in front of them. It blocked the sword immortal's attack. Bang! After the attack, all the experts in the demon clan's main hall clutched their chests and looked up at the sky. At this moment, Monkey, who was in midair, glanced at the sword immortal below. "He's quite arrogant." Then he pointed his hand forward and injected a stream of true essence into the dark clouds in the sky. With the help of the monkey's true essence, the dark clouds in the sky suddenly became even stronger. Golden light flashed within the dark clouds. Following that, a bolt of lightning that carried some golden light struck the sword immortal. Bang! As the heavenly lightning descended, the sword array was also blasted apart and continued to attack the sword immortal. Interesting. Looking at the heavenly lightning that was attacking him, a cold smile flashed across the corners of the sword immortal's mouth. The true essence in his hand slowly condensed into an even larger giant sword and struck towards the heavenly thunder in the sky. Bang! Just like before when the heavenly lightning touched the huge sword, it directly shattered him. What was going on? The sword immortal looked at the heavenly lightning that continued to attack, and for the first time, a look of astonishment appeared on his face. Then he pointed his finger at the sky and the giant sword on his back flew out. Bang! The giant sword flew out and tangled with the heavenly lightning. At this moment, the old hen in the air could not stand it anymore. Monkey, if this continues, I won't have anything to do with it. With a flash, the old hen also arrived in front of the experts in the demon race's main hall. When the old hen came down, her body also shook. The small flames were also injected into the heavenly lightning. Bang! The heavenly lightning shattered with a bang, and the sword immortal stood in mid-air. Look, the sword immortal has already defeated the heavenly Tao. It seems that the sword immortal no longer regards the heavenly Tao in his eyes. It seems that our abysmal palace is going to rise up in the entire divine realm in the future. When the elders of Abysmal Palace saw that the biggest bolt of lightning had been defeated by the sword immortal, they cried out. At this moment, the old hen also glanced at the dark clouds in the sky. Then, the dark clouds in the sky seemed to feel something. They rolled a few times and then dissipated. Seeing the dark clouds recede, the elders of Nine Darkness Palace exclaimed. Look, the heavenly Tao has retreated. The heavenly Tao is afraid. Yes, the heavenly Tao is afraid. Sword immortals are invincible. Chapter 392 Chapter 392, Phoenix Sea of Fire, 9 Nether Subduing. Chapter 392, Phoenix Sea of Fire, 9 Nether Subduing. Divine World, Abysmal Palace. Outside Nine Nether Palace, Elder Nine Nether looked at the dark clouds that were gradually dissipating in the sky. They were all delighted in their hearts, since the heavenly Tao had acknowledged them. Then the probability of Nine Darkness Palace's protection would greatly increase. On the other side, the experts from the demon race's main hall looked at the dissipating dark clouds in the sky with solemn expressions. What's going on? Why would the heavenly Tao retreat? It doesn't make sense. Don't be anxious. Senior must have made full preparations for us to come. The Blue Phoenix First Elder stood in the middle of the crowd and stabilized the aura in her body. Then he saw the old hen beside them and walked over. Senior Phoenix, you're here. The old hen flapped her wings when she saw the Blue Phoenix First Elder suddenly bowing to her. Senior Phoenix is here. It seems that Senior has already predicted everything. That's right. With Senior Phoenix here, those people from Abysmal Palace must hand over their territory today. What was different from the demon race's main hall was that at this moment in the Nine Nether Palace, Old Master Nine Nether looked at the experts in the demon hall opposite him. The heavenly Tao had already retreated, and the Blue Luan had not arrived. Why weren't the experts from the demon race hall nervous at all? With this thought in mind, Old Ancestor Nine Nether said to the sword immortal in front of him. Ancestor, be careful. At this moment, the sword immortal in midair was holding a long sword in his hand. Looking at the direction where the heavenly Tao dark clouds disappeared, his eyes flickered, and it was unknown what he was thinking. Subsequently, his gaze also turned towards the direction of the Green Phoenix First Elder and the rest. Being stared at by the sword immortal, First Elder Blue Phoenix and the others felt a pressure pressing down on them. Following that, with the First Elder of the Green Phoenix leading the way, the group of experts from the demon race main hall knelt down before the old hen in front of them. Senior, please attack. In Abysmal Palace, a group of abysmal elders saw the experts of the demon clan hall kneeling on the ground. What's going on? Why are those experts from the demon race hall kneeling? Look, there seems to be a hen in front of them. It seems to be that mortal's hen. A Nine Nether elder pointed at the old hen in front of the demon race's experts and said to the others. What? He's actually kneeling down to an old hen? The demon race's main hall must be crazy. Don't tell me they think that their mortal sword intent is as powerful as that mortal's and that his hen is also an expert. A Nine Nether elder held his stomach and pointed at the demon clan's main hall with a smile. At this moment, the sword immortal was also looking at the old hen in front of the demon race's great hall. Sensing the sword immortal's gaze, the old mold also looked over. You're so weak, I didn't want to make a move, but if I didn't, that damn monkey would take all the credit. As she said this, the old hen also flapped her wings. Why don't you kill yourself? You're courting death. Whoosh. The old hen's voice slowly sounded in the Sword Immortal's mind. Following that, the Sword Immortal swung the sword in his hand. No matter who you are, you must pay the price for humiliating me like this today. As the voice fell, sword rays appeared on the pages above the experts of the Demon Hall. As soon as the sword light appeared, it flew down towards the old hen and the others. With Ancestor Sword Immortal taking action, this Demon Hall will definitely be defeated. That's right. You want to rely on an old hen to defeat us? You really don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. At this moment, a loud phoenix cry sounded in front of Nine Nether Palace. The cry of a phoenix soared into the sky, and sparks of flames began to appear in the air. The flames were like a prairie fire, melting all the sword rays that were about to fall in an instant. How is that possible? The Sword Immortal's eyes widened as he looked at the sea of fire in front of him. Even in my era, it was impossible for phoenixes to appear, let alone in this era. The Sword Immortal muttered as he made a hand gesture in front of his chest. 10,000 swords, green lotus sword formation. The Sword Immortal extended his hands from his chest to both sides, and a powerful quintessential essence burst out from his body. How can it be a phoenix? Is the heavens trying to destroy Nine Darkness Palace? The moment one of the Nine Nether Elders saw Phoenix, he immediately sat on the ground. The Phoenix was one of the ancestors of their demonic beasts. How is that possible? How can that hen be a phoenix? I must have seen wrongly just now. In the air, the sharp sword danced, but before it could fly out, it was dissipated by the flames. Seeing the sea of fire attack and the sword that he had condensed completely melt, a trace of panic appeared in the Sword Immortal's eyes. Phoenix, that's it for today. The next time we meet, I'll make you my mount. As soon as he finished speaking, the Sword Immortal turned around and fled in the direction of Nine Darkness Palace. As he fled, the sea of fire behind him seemed to have been stimulated. Not only did the fire become fiercer, but it also spread faster. I originally wanted to play with you for a while, but since you humiliated Master, you deserve to die. Phoenix's words were filled with anger. As soon as he finished speaking, the sea of fire sped up and instantly annihilated the Sword Immortal. How is this possible? How can my sword technique be caught up to? The Sword Immortal's eyes revealed disbelief as he looked at the flames on his body. Once the Phoenix flame ignited the other party, it would never be extinguished until he died. Following that, the Sword Immortal's body also expanded, and then he exploded in midair with a bang. Whoosh! The energy produced by the godly Emperor's self-destruction was naturally huge. In an instant, it was offset by the Phoenix flames. The old hen looked at the center of the sea of fire and stopped in midair. She slowly said, "You can still hide from me with this little skill." At the same time, a metal cudgel slowly appeared in the air and hacked down at the center of the flames. "Leave this little soul to me." In the center of the sea of fire, an illusory figure slowly appeared. It was the Sword Immortal. At this moment, his eyes were filled with fear. His expression kept changing as he wanted to escape. No! Accompanied by this scream, where the iron rod fell, the human face phantom exploded with a bang. At this moment, old Ancestor Nine Nether and Elder Nine Nether sat on the ground with pale faces. It's over. Everything is over. At this moment, the Qingluan Elder also appeared above them. I'm here on Senior's orders to take back Nine Darkness Palace. After First Elder Green Phoenix's voice sounded, the experts from the demon race's main hall behind her flew out. Then, the Blue Phoenix First Elder bowed to the monkey and the old hen in the air. It's all thanks to the two seniors this time. When Monkey saw the Blue Phoenix First Elder, he waved his hand at him. That sword user wanted to protect this place. There must be something attractive here. You guys go in and take a look. Chapter 393 Chapter 393, Senior Divine Monkey Fancy My Daughter? 1. Chapter 393, Senior Divine Monkey Fancy My Daughter? 1. Divine World, Abysmal Palace. The monkey and the old hen sat in the sky above the castle and looked at the busy experts in the demon hall below. Damn monkey, let's fight. I haven't even settled the score with you for stealing my credit just now. The old hen looked at the monkey who was playing with the long rod in her hand and said slowly. Upon hearing the old hen's words, Monkey hurriedly stood up on the cloud. He raised the long stick in his hand and aimed it at the old hen. "What did you say? I steal your credit?" As he spoke, Monkey stood up and struck the old hen with his rod. "Isn't that so? That kid who used the sword just now was my type." As she spoke, the old hen also formed a flame barrier in front of her. Bang! The metal rod collided with the flame barrier, immediately creating waves of air waves in the air. In Nine Nether Palace, the great elder of the Blue Phoenix watched the battle between the phoenix and the divine monkey in the sky. Could it be that this is also Senior's intention? Senior is really kind to our demon race hall. At this moment, Elder Qingwan said slowly, "First Elder, why are the two seniors fighting?" An elder of the Green Phoenix clan stood beside the great elder of the Green Phoenix clan and spoke to him with a trembling voice. "This is the opportunity that Senior gave us. When we came here, Senior had already planned everything in advance. This battle is for us to comprehend and give us opportunities." Hearing the words of the first elder of the Green Phoenix clan, the elder of the Green Phoenix clan nodded in understanding. Speaking of which, Senior Divine Monkey and the others usually won't easily attack. It seems that Senior has really put in a lot of effort into our demon race's main hall. The first elder of the Green Phoenix clan also nodded. Senior Divine Monkey just said that Nine Darkness Palace has a secret. Pass on my orders. After you find it, you can come and watch the battle. As soon as he finished speaking, the experts of the demon race's main hall were delighted and quickly started to work in Nine Nether Palace. In midair, Monkey and the old hen exchanged a few moves. Monkey, stop fighting. Aren't you interested in the person at the bottom of the lake? Monkey held the long rod in his hand and stopped his movements. That makes sense. That person should have some relationship with Dtion. After saving him, perhaps. A devilish smile flashed across Monkey's face as he flew down. Damned Monkey, you want to run alone again? When the old hen saw Monkey flying down alone, she flapped her wings and chased after him. At this moment in Nine Nether Palace, a few experts from the demon race's main hall gathered the treasures, secret skills, and spirit skills of Nine Nether Palace in the main hall. Great Elder, these are all the resources Nine Darkness Palace has. An expert from the demon race's main hall came to the side of the first elder of the Green Phoenix and clasped his fists at him as he slowly said. First Elder Green Phoenix slowly nodded after scanning the treasures with her spiritual awareness. He walked to Old Ancestor Juyo's side and said, "Old Ancestor Nine Nether, do you have anything else that you're hiding? Hand it over and perhaps you'll have a chance to live." "No, absolutely not. All of Nine Darkness Palace's many years of storage are here. Look at our sincerity. Can you let us go?" Before Old Ancestor Juyo could reply, an elder of Juyo walked to the feet of the great elder of the Blue Phoenix. She grabbed the corner of his shirt and begged him slowly. "Little bird, don't listen to him, he's talking nonsense." Monkey's voice slowly sounded in the hall. Following that, his figure appeared beside the first elder of the Green Phoenix. When they saw Monkey, the experts present in the demon hall bowed to him. "Senior Divine Monkey." The Nine Nether Elder walked to Monkey's side and pulled him along. He said slowly, "Senior Divine Monkey, I really didn't lie to you. Get lost." Monkey swung his thigh, and Elder Nine Nether was sent flying. He crashed into a pillar in the hall. "Why don't I remind you? You seem to have something that you haven't confessed." The monkey pointed in a direction in Abysmal Palace and said slowly. Looking in the direction of Monkey's finger, the Elder of Nine Nether was also stunned. Wasn't this the location of his previous residence? With this thought in mind, Elder Nine Nether started to stutter. "Senior, are you talking about my daughter?" After arriving at Abysmal Palace, the Elder sent a voice transmission to his daughter. He told her to leave Nine Darkness Palace as soon as possible. Could it be that Senior Divine Monkey had taken a fancy to his daughter? Thinking of this, Elder Nine Nether knelt on the ground and said slowly to Monkey, "Senior, don't worry. If you want to take a fancy to my daughter, I'll immediately get her to come back." Elder Nine Nether said with a smile. Monkey was stunned when he heard Elder Nine Nether's words. Wasn't his hint obvious enough? He was already talking about the lake there. What was this person saying? This was what Master said about playing the lute to a cow. At this moment, Monkey looked into the hall. He realized that the experts in the Demon Race Hall were also looking at him with strange expressions. At this moment, the old hen's voice slowly sounded in the hall. "You damn monkey, it seems that Black Tortoise was right. You have also become lecherous. After being told by the old hen, Monkey suddenly understood why everyone was looking at him like that. Old hen, what nonsense are you talking about? As he spoke, Monkey took out his metal rod and pointed it at the old hen. If you want to fight, fight later. The old hen replied to Monkey. Then in a flash she arrived in front of Elder Nine Nether. Let me ask you, is there a forbidden area in Nine Darkness Palace? The old hen said slowly to Elder Nine Nether. Elder Nine Nether also nodded in agreement. That place is usually not allowed by the ancestor. Usually no one in the clan goes in. That's right. The old hen said, and then her body floated in the air. After that, Monkey hurriedly followed. In the main hall, Elder Qingwan looked at Elder Jiuyo and walked up to him. What forbidden area? Why aren't you bringing us there? They thought about how Monkey had asked them to search for Nine Darkness Palace's secret. They did not expect them to forget about a forbidden area. The Elder of Nine Nether glanced at old Ancestor Nine Nether after hearing what the Great Elder of the Blue Phoenix said. Bring them along. As soon as First Elder Blue Phoenix finished speaking, a few experts from the Demon Hall brought Elder Nine Nether and the others with them. He walked in the direction Monkey had pointed out. Chapter 394 Chapter 394, The Human Figure at the Bottom of the Lake. Chapter 394, The Human Figure at the Bottom of the Lake. 1. Divine World, Abysmal Palace. The monkey and the hen slowly appeared in front of a mountain. There was a stone tablet in front of the mountain. Monkey waved his hand. The dust on the stone tablet scattered, revealing a few large words. Nine Nether Forbidden Ground. At this moment, First Elder Blue Phoenix brought Elder Nine Nether and the others to Monkey's side slowly. He saw Monkey, Old Hen, and the name of the forbidden area. The Great Elder of the Blue Phoenix shouted coldly at Old Ancestor Nine Nether behind her. Hurry up and open it. Upon hearing First Elder Blue Phoenix's voice, Old Ancestor Netherworld knew that he could not do anything in front of the divine monkey and phoenix. Old Ancestor Jiuyo's face was ashen as he arrived in front of the mountain gate. He reached out and pressed down on a mark on the stone door. Whoosh! The stone door suddenly emitted a bright light. Following that, the stone door slowly opened with a series of rumbling sounds. The stone door opened and the First Elder of the Blue Phoenix waved her hand, signaling the experts of the Demon Clan Hall behind her to enter and investigate. Entering the forbidden area, he was greeted by a desolate aura. This was a huge lake. Beside the lake there was a small pavilion and a few thatched huts. It seemed like someone was cultivating here. The other elders of Nine Nether were also curious when they saw the situation. This was their first time here. After searching for a while, the experts of the Demon Race main hall walked to the side of the Blue Phoenix First Elder. First Elder, there's no one. Nothing found. On the other side, a few experts from the Demon Race's main hall walked over and said to the First Elder of the Green Phoenix. At this moment, the Blue Phoenix First Elder walked to the side of the Nine Nether Elder. What's going on? Is this your forbidden area? Why is there nothing here? The Nine Nether Elder trembled as he was grabbed by the First Elder of the Blue Phoenix clan. I don't know either. You have to ask the ancestor. After hearing the elder's words, Old Ancestor Jiuyo shook his head. This is the place where that sword immortal cultivated. I don't know what's there either. Old Ancestor Jiuyo's voice was emotionless, and he walked away after he finished speaking. At this moment, Monkey's voice was still slowly heard. There is indeed nothing good here, but there is someone at the bottom of the lake. Help me get him up. As soon as Monkey finished speaking, the experts in the Demon Race Hall looked towards the lake. The surface of the lake was quiet. There was basically nothing. At the same time, the old hen flapped her wings. With a bang, a flower flew out from the bottom of the lake. The old hen casually took it in her hand and threw it away after chewing it a few times. What's this? Tastes so bad. It's far inferior to Master's. Everyone looked at the flowers and plants that the old hen had casually thrown away. Is that 100,000-year blood ginseng? A Blue Phoenix Elder looked at the flowers on the ground and said excitedly. Isn't he just trash? At this moment Monkey said. If you want, there are still more below, but remember to help me bring that person up. Originally, everyone was still in some danger, but after seeing this spiritual medicine they were shocked. The experts of the Demon Race's main hall were eager to give it a try and jumped into the lake. Senior Divine Monkey and Senior Phoenix had stayed with Senior for a long time, so it was normal for them to not take a fancy to these things. After all, Senior was an invincible expert with many divine beasts under him. But we're different. These spirit herbs are also very helpful to them. After a powerful expert entered the demon clan's main hall, he shouted to the top. Come down quickly, everyone. This lake water is a huge ball of spiritual liquid that is very beneficial to our cultivation. The expert from the demon race hall sensed the changes in his body and shouted at the people on the shore. At this moment, the other experts of the demon race's main hall looked at each other and jumped down. The Blue Phoenix First Elder came to Monkey and the Old Hen's side and thanked them. Thank you for the opportunity, Senior. Originally, they would not have been able to discover this forbidden area. However, with Monkey's reminder, he found out that there was a cultivation treasure ground here. At this moment, Monkey also waved his hand at him. Just remember to bring someone along. After saying that, Monkey lay on a rock beside him. At this moment in the lake, a group of experts from the Demon Hall absorbed the energy in the treasure lake. Then, some people also came to the bottom of the lake. At this moment, at the bottom of the lake, a human figure was bound by chains. The figure seemed to have sensed someone coming from the bottom of the lake, and his body trembled. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As he swayed, the iron chain emitted a series of cracking sounds. At this moment, an expert from the demon race's main hall also arrived in front of him. Sensing the rising aura on his body, a large saber appeared in the hand of the expert from the demon race main hall. He slashed at the chains on the figure. Bang! The iron chain and the blade collided, and a series of sounds immediately sounded. Then the expert from the demon race hall looked at the iron chain in front of him in surprise. At this moment, the old hen on top blew casually. A tiny flame flew down to the bottom of the lake. Whoosh! The flames silently passed through the surface of the lake. Finally, it landed on the iron chain on the figure. Psst, psst, psst. As white smoke rose, the chains binding the figure broke. The iron chain was broken and the figure's face was full of smiles. Looking at his hands, the true essence in his body surged and flew up with a bang. Bang! In front of the monkey and the old hen, the surface of the lake rippled. Ha ha ha. Accompanied by a loud laugh, a figure appeared in everyone's field of vision. When everyone present saw that figure, their faces were a little solemn. As soon as the figure appeared, he saw Patriarch Nine Nether and the others. There seemed to be some anger on his face, and the true essence in his body surged. Droplets of water flew up from the surface of the lake, forming sharp swords around him. The figure waved his hand, and the surrounding sharp swords flew toward Old Ancestor Nine Nether and the others. Stop playing. The monkey glanced at the figures on top of it, and with a flash, it arrived in front of the sharp swords. With a casual slap, the surrounding sharp swords dissipated. Following that, golden light slowly rose from the monkey's body. Under the illumination of the golden light, the true essence flow of the figure seemed to be somewhat abnormal. Bang! With a loud sound, the figure fell to the ground. Then, just as he was about to make a move, the old hen slowly walked up to him. Come with us. This will be of great benefit to you. Under the double suppression of the old hen and the monkey, the figure found that he could not move at all. Chapter 395 Chapter 395 Could it be an old man in middle school? 1. Chapter 395 Could it be an old man in middle school? 1. Abysmal Palace, Forbidden Area. The figure was suppressed to the ground by Monkey and the old hen. He looked at the old hen and monkey in front of him. In his mind, there was a golden divine monkey holding a long rod, as if it wanted to shatter everything. Beside him, a phoenix surrounded by endless flames was dancing. Every flap of the wings brought with it endless power. Divine monkey phoenix, how is this possible? The true essence on the figure's body had already stopped flowing as he muttered. Let's go. I'll bring him to master. Monkey said to the old hen before reaching out to grab Monkey. He grabbed the figure in his hand and flew into the distance. The old hen watched as the divine monkey flew into the distance and was about to leave as well. At this moment, the first elder of the Blue Phoenix walked to the side of the old hen. Senior, what should we do with these people? The old hen glanced at Old Ancestor Netherworld and the others. Didn't Master tell you when he came? Bring them to Master. As soon as she finished speaking, the old hen's figure transformed and flew into the distance with rolling flames. Damned monkey, don't steal my credit. After sending off the old hen and the divine monkey, the first elder of the Green Phoenix also looked at the treasure lake in front of her. With a smile on his face, he studied his palm and slowly said to the experts of the demon race hall beside him, "The few of you look after them. Later bring them to Senior's courtyard." As soon as he finished speaking, the few experts from the demon hall saw First Elder Green Phoenix jump into the treasure lake. In Xiao Changtian's courtyard. Under Xiao Changtian's leadership, the entire courtyard had now become brand new. In the sky above the courtyard, waves of spiritual energy rose. The spiritual energy surged and connected with the courtyard below. It was natural. The Blue Luan was in the courtyard, sensing the changes in the surroundings. The density of this spiritual energy was probably comparable to some ancestral lands of other races. No, it should be even worse. The guards standing in the courtyard felt it even more clearly. Originally, this courtyard had been strengthened by the Blue Luan, and now it had been transformed by Commander Xiao. It was almost comparable to a mystic realm. At this moment, two streams of light flew past in the air. The old hen and the divine monkey appeared outside the courtyard. Master is so generous, giving these small animals such a big opportunity. The old hen sighed when she saw the brand new courtyard. According to the density of the spiritual energy in the courtyard, the demon race main hall would probably become the overlord of the divine world in no time. Monkey carried the figure at the bottom of the lake and came to the courtyard. Seeing Monkey and the hen arrive, Green Luan and the rest also went up to welcome them. Xiao Changtian was shocked when he saw the figure lying on the ground. Could it be that someone was injured? Xiao Changtian said slowly to the Blue Luan beside him. "Is this from your courtyard?" The Blue Luan looked at the figure at the bottom of the lake and shook its head. The aura on this person's body was obviously that of a human. It was impossible for him to be someone from her demon race hall. Seeing the Blue Luan shake its head, Xiao Changtian also walked over to check on him. Saving people first is important. Although this person wasn't from Mo Ba's courtyard, his injuries were not light either. Presumably, they were like Mo Ba and the others, people who made a living in this mountain forest. He happened to encounter a ferocious beast or something. After he was injured, he happened to be seen by Monkey and the others. Hearing that Xiao Changtian was going to save them, the Blue Luan also called out to a few experts from the demon clan's main halls. He picked up the figure from the ground and brought him to the house in the courtyard. The figure at the bottom of the lake came in and was nourished by the spiritual energy here. He slowly opened his eyes. Where was this place? Why was there such dense spiritual energy? Then he felt his body being picked up by someone. He wanted to resist, but he realized that he could not move at all. All the beasts that lived here were demonic beasts. Could it be that during the time he was locked up, some incredible figure had appeared in the demonic beast world? Impossible. Ever since the fall of the demon emperor, the demon beast world began to decline. After placing the figure on the bed, the experts from the monster clan slowly said to Xiao Changtian, "Senior." Then Xiao Changtian slowly walked over from the side. "Senior?" The figure at the bottom of the lake was lying on the bed. He heard how the experts of the monster clan hall addressed Xiao Changtian. There was some doubt on his face, and then he seemed to have thought of something. Could it be that this human was the master of this place and these demon beasts were his subordinates? However, this was impossible. Since ancient times, most demonic beasts were proud and difficult to train. How could they submit to a human? The figure at the bottom of the lake kept scanning Xiao Changtian's face. He couldn't sense the aura of this human at all. This could only mean that this person's strength was far above his. Heavens, even humans had such an expert when he was locked up. The divine court no longer had control over the divine world. With this thought in mind, the eyes of the figure at the bottom of the lake also showed a sense of sorrow. At this time, Xiao Changtian came to the bed and looked at the figure at the bottom of the lake. She was already so old, but there were still tears in the corners of her eyes. It seemed that this person had a hard life. Xiao Changtian sighed in his heart and fed him the medicine in his hand. "Drink it. It'll be fine soon." As the potion entered his stomach, the restriction on the human figure at the bottom of the lake was also removed. Because the injuries that had been locked at the bottom of the lake for many years were slowly recovering. He sat up on the bed and felt the changes in his body. How was this possible? The hidden illness that he had caused at the bottom of the lake for so many years was already irreversible. How could it be cured? Looking at his own hands, the figure at the bottom of the lake laughed out loud. I've recovered, I've recovered. Xiao Changtian smiled when he saw the joyful look on the figure's face. There were some impurities in his body. He would be fine after he gave him some medicine. It seemed that the illness had troubled him for a long time. However, thinking about it, it made sense. Those who lived in the mountains all came from poor families. No money, no medicine, no medicine. At this moment, Xiao Changtian said to him slowly, "What's your name?" Hearing Xiao Changtian's words, the figure at the bottom of the lake walked up to him. She slowly said to him, "Senior, my name is Sword Emperor." Sword Emperor? This name was quite awesome. Xiao Changtian thought to himself, it seems like this person has great ambitions. Could he be one of those middle-aged people I met? Xiao Changtian remembered that when he was in Dayang town, there were always some old men who told him how glorious he used to be. Something about a sword devouring the ages and a saber suppressing the world. It seemed that he had read too many books that he had written, and his entire body was floating. At this moment, Xiao Changtian saw the people around him looking at him in shock. Chapter 396, Chapter 396. Don't tell me he's going to collect debts from Di Tian. 1. Chapter 396. Don't tell me he's going to collect debts from Di Tian. 1. Divine Realm, Xiao Changtian's courtyard. In the courtyard, when Blue Luan and the others heard the Sword Emperor's name, they all looked at him in shock. The Sword Emperor was one of the 10 great generals of the Divine Court in the records of the Demon Race Hall. In the era when the Divine Court ruled the Divine Realm, other than the Lord of the Divine Court, the Sword Emperor was synonymous with invincibility. Rumor had it that his sword Dao had already reached the level of being transcendent. There were even rumors that he could kill a godly emperor with a single sword when he was a godly emperor. However, after the disappearance of the Divine Court, there was no news of the 10 great generals either. He didn't expect them to see him today. As expected, every step Senior took had a deeper meaning. The appearance of the Sword Emperor was within Senior's expectations. Xiao Changtian also looked at the Sword Emperor when he saw everyone's expression. The Sword Emperor had somehow obtained a sword. Holding the sword in his hand, he clenched his fist at Xiao Changtian. Many thanks for Senior's kindness, but I still have important matters to attend to, so I'll return in the future. After saying that, the Sword Emperor prepared to leave. During the years he had been trapped at the bottom of the lake, he had been constantly worried about the fate of the Divine Court. A few days ago he even knew that their master had reincarnated. His lord needed his protection now. He had to hurry and find him. Seeing the Sword Emperor's expression, Xiao Changtian also covered his forehead. This Sword Emperor seemed to be a Chinibu old man. He wanted to go to the ends of the world with a sword in hand. However, this was not entirely his fault. After all, this was the cultivation world. It was normal for everyone to want to cultivate. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian also walked up. Sword Emperor, what are you going to do? I might be able to help you. This old man had just been injured not long ago, and he wanted to go out and cause trouble. If he really encountered any ferocious beasts, he would probably be saved again. It was better for him to hold him back in advance. Hearing Xiao Changtian's words, the Sword Emperor also stopped. This person was able to create a grotto heaven here and had such demonic beasts as his subordinates. It might be a good choice if he helped him find his master. However, his lord's luck was a temptation to anyone. So many years had passed in the divine world. He did not know what the situation was like. At that time it would probably not be easy to end it. With this thought in mind, the Sword Emperor also wanted to decline Xiao Changtian's offer. At this moment, Xiao Changtian's voice was heard again. I know what you want to say. Don't worry, I know what to do. As he spoke, Xiao Changtian walked to the side of the Sword Emperor and took the sword from his hand. Senior, you. The Sword Emperor regarded his own sword as his own, and seeing Xiao Changtian wanting to take his sword, how could he give it to him? However, Xiao Changtian seemed to have an irresistible force in his hands, making him unable to resist at all. Holding the sword in the Sword Emperor's hand, Xiao Changtian slowly said, Don't worry, I know the rules. I'll keep this sword with me for now as a reward for helping you. Xiao Changtian also knew the characteristics of these stupid old men. They didn't casually accept favors from others. He had to repay him with something. Now that he had taken his long sword, he would be at ease and let him help. This time he could leave him here and he wouldn't go wandering around. At the same time, Xiao Changtian took out a wooden sword from the bamboo basket and gave it to the Sword Emperor. Since he had taken the other party's sword, he had to give the other party one, right? These Chinibyu old men would not be able to survive without a sword. The Sword Emperor wanted to get even angrier. His face was shocked as he touched Xiao Changtian's wooden sword. Good sword, good sword. In the eyes of the Sword Emperor, this wooden sword seemed to be made of wood, but it was flowing with Dao runes. This wooden sword was many times stronger than the long sword in his hand. Senior was telling him that he didn't care about his master's luck at all. The great Dao runes on this wooden sword are stronger than master's luck. And Senior gave him so casually, wasn't it to say that he didn't like the Lord's luck? As he thought about this, the Sword Emperor felt a little humiliated and ashamed. Then he bowed to Xiao Changtian. Senior, I can't accept this sword. Seeing the Sword Emperor like this, Xiao Changtian was also stunned. Look, here he comes again. This old man must be acting up again. Take it. It's just a broken wooden sword. Xiao Changtian walked up to the Sword Emperor. If you have anything to say, hurry up and say it. I still have other things to do. Although he was kind enough to help him, if he didn't appreciate it, he wouldn't force it. After all, he was just a mortal. When he saw them, he could empathize with them. At this moment, the Sword Emperor also understood Xiao Changtian's meaning. That's right, with Senior's strength, he must be the kind who has to deal with a lot of matters every day. How could he waste so much of her time? With this thought in mind, the Sword Emperor slowly said to Xiao Changtian, Senior, I want to find someone. As he spoke, the Sword Emperor took out a portrait from his bosom. The figure on it was none other than Di Tian. Upon seeing Di Tian's expression, Xiao Changtian's expression froze for a moment before patting him on the shoulder. Isn't this Di Tian? Senior, do you know him? Seeing Xiao Changtian's reaction, the Sword Emperor asked cautiously. Could it be that his lord and Senior are related? Yes, he's working in my bookstore now. While speaking, Xiao Changtian also glanced at the Sword Emperor. Needless to say, if one looked carefully, this Sword Emperor really did look like Di Tian's servant. What were the names of Di Tian's two servants? Ice Emperor, Demon Emperor, and a Mei Empress. This fellow was also called the Sword Emperor. Who knows, he might really be Di Tian's servant. When he heard that Di Tian was working in Xiao Changtian's bookstore, the Sword Emperor started before hurriedly grabbing Xiao Changtian's hand. Senior, please take me to see my master. Seeing how excited the Sword Emperor was, Xiao Changtian's heart trembled. Let go first. This fellow was so agitated. Could it be that Di Tian still owed him his wages and wanted to go collect the debt? Di Tian, it's not that I want to harm you. You took quite a bit of money last time, so it's only right and proper for you to pay them back. At this moment, the Sword Emperor knew that he had lost his composure. He quickly let go of Xiao Changtian's hands and said apologetically, I'm sorry, Senior. I'm sorry. Hearing the Sword Emperor's words, Xiao Changtian looked at the sky. He had been out for a while now. It was time to plan his return. At this moment, a commotion came from outside the courtyard. First Elder Qingwan and the others walked in with a small black bird in their hands. Chapter 397 Chapter 397 Help Senior Teach His Disciple? Chapter 397 Help Senior Teach His Disciple. Divine Realm in the Courtyard. Xiao Changtian saw the first elder of the Green Phoenix along with the rustling sounds outside the courtyard. I finally found the bird. Xiao Changtian was delighted to see them each holding a bird. It seemed that not only had this little bird been found, but it had also gained something else. When the Blue Phoenix First Elder and the others heard Xiao Changtian's words, their faces were filled with joy. It seemed that Senior was very satisfied with their performance. They walked over and said to Xiao Changtian, Senior, this is what I found. Little bird. The great elder of the Blue Phoenix had wanted to say that it was 9 nether, but after thinking about it, she decided to follow Xiao Changtian's words and call it Little Bird. The 9 nether elders trembled in fear when they were caught by the Blue Phoenix First Elder. When they were brought here by the Blue Phoenix First Elder, they felt an inexplicable pressure. Not only were they unable to display their strength, but more importantly, they had directly transformed into their true forms. It was caught in the hands of the Blue Phoenix First Elder. Looking at Xiao Changtian in the courtyard, It seemed that the first elder of the Green Phoenix sect and the others were very respectful to him. This person must be the leader here. With this thought in mind, Elder Nine Nether continued looking around. Then he saw Li Taibai walking over. Wasn't this the mortal from the God Burial Mountain range? Why did he come here? Then they saw Li Taibai come to Xiao Changtian's side. Master, you called me. Seeing Li Taibai call Xiao Changtian master, the elders of the netherworld were all shocked. This person was the head of all the culprits. At this moment, old ancestor Nine Nether, who was held in the hands of the Blue Phoenix first elder, started buzzing. Then a black mist rose from his body and flew towards Xiao Changtian. Not good, this guy doesn't want to live anymore. He's burning his blood essence. Old ancestor Jiuyo had the strength of an emperor god to begin with, and he was above first elder Qingwan. Naturally, he broke free from the restraints of the Blue Phoenix first elder and attacked Xiao Changtian. It's all because of you. Go to hell. Go. Old ancestor Jiuyo shouted and was about to attack Xiao Changtian. Senior, be careful. The first elder of the Green Phoenix was a little nervous when she saw this situation. She shouted at him. At this moment, Xiao Changtian reached out and grabbed old ancestor Nine Nether. It's fine. This little bird is naughty and wanted to run away, but I caught it. Xiao Changtian smiled as he held old ancestor Nine Nether in his hand and spoke to the great elder of the Green Phoenix. This little bird was really mischievous. No wonder it could run away. The burning of Nine Nether's blood essence stopped as Xiao Changtian grabbed him. Being suppressed, old ancestor Nine Nether felt the changes in his body and was furious. Why didn't you kill me? You're going too far. At this moment, Xiao Changtian grabbed old ancestor Nine Nether and came to a corner of the courtyard. There were many iron cages there which Xiao Changtian had prepared for the birds. The wooden cage that he had made from wood last time did not contain the bird. Therefore, Xiao Changtian had made meticulous preparations and specially made the iron cage. Xiao Changtian turned his head and said to the Green Phoenix first elder and the others after locking Nine Nether old ancestor in the iron cage. When the great elder of the Blue Phoenix saw Xiao Changtian's smiling face, she looked behind him. The iron cages were accompanied by Dao runes. It turned out that Senior had everything under control. With these iron cages, it seemed that the Nine Nether clan had no chance of escaping. Following which, First Elder Green Phoenix also instructed the group of experts from the Demon Hall to place the little bird in their hands into the iron cage. The birds in the mountains are really naughty. When they saw the experts of the Demon Race Hall put the little birds into the iron cage, the little birds struggled violently. Xiao Changtian said slowly. After hearing Xiao Changtian's words, the Sword Emperor's body shook. After Senior's actions, the Nine Nether clan would probably have no way out. That's good too. This Nine Nether elder and his younger brother had framed him for so many years, so they deserved this punishment. At this moment, Xiao Changtian saw Li Taibai beside him and said slowly, "That Sword Emperor is Di Tian's servant. He also uses the sword. If you interact more with him, you might gain some benefits." The Sword Emperor was a Chunibyu old man. She was afraid that she would not be able to see him later. When Li Taibai heard Xiao Changtian's words, he also looked at the Sword Emperor. A faint sword intent was indeed being emitted from the Sword Emperor's body. He was a sword expert, but compared to him he was still far behind. Li Taibai immediately gave himself a definition in his heart. What did his master want him to do? Although Li Taibai was a little confused, he still walked toward the Sword Emperor. Seeing Li Taibai walking towards him, the Sword Emperor also looked over. This is Senior's disciple. From what Senior said just now, this person also uses a sword. It seemed that Senior's disciple was still very young. Senior hoped that he would teach him more. With this thought in mind, the Sword Emperor pointed outside. Since Senior had helped him so much, it wasn't impossible for him to help him teach his disciple. Li Taibai saw the Sword Emperor's gesture and understood what he meant. Following which, his figure flashed as he followed the Sword Emperor out of the courtyard. Since Senior has entrusted me with this task, I'll let you see my strength first. The Senior was so powerful. It was normal for his disciple to be a little arrogant. However, if he wanted to teach others, he first had to eliminate their arrogance. Then the Sword Emperor didn't have a sword in his hand. The true essence in his body slowly gathered and formed a giant sword above his head. He struck at Li Taibai. Li Taibai smiled as he looked at the giant sword coming at him. He raised one hand and extended two fingers to meet the attack. In an instant, it shattered the Sword Emperor's sword light. This kid was quite capable. The Sword Emperor looked at Li Taibai and his face suddenly became serious. At this moment, Li Taibai was like the Sword Emperor without a sword in his hand. A sword light was also swung out. Whoosh! The sword light was like a rainbow as it pierced through space and attacked the Sword Emperor. What? You've actually reached such a level? The Sword Emperor cried out in alarm. The moment Li Taibai attacked, he felt an aura lock onto him. In a moment of desperation, the Sword Emperor took out the wooden sword that Xiao Changtian had given him. Only by blocking in front of him did he manage to neutralize the sword light that Li Taibai had swung over. After stabilizing his body, the Sword Emperor looked at Li Taibai with some lingering fear. If it weren't for the wooden sword, he would have been defeated. Master's wooden sword? Li Taibai said as he took a step forward. An even stronger sword intent shot out from his body. That you're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.